Thanks for joining us on the 6th episode of the Punksylvania Punkcast. I'm joined by Laura and Terry, and this week we have a new face. Caroline is joining us. She is taking over our Happy Drunk Punks happy hour segment we just added. So welcome, Caroline.
Thanks for joining us.
Sorry,
very happy to be here.
We put you in charge of that until 5 seconds before we started.
That's okay.
I totally thought they had told you like weeks ago too. They're like, oh yeah, Caroline will do it.
Yeah, we jump on video chat. We're like, hey, we're recording, and by the way, you're hosting this, so let's
You're
roll.
hosting it. Well, I had my cocktails. I was totally ready. I've been practicing all quarantine to be a happy drunk punk, so it really like flowed into it. So it's good. Yeah,
She's the perfect person.
Right, absolutely perfect person.
yeah.
But I just spent a bunch of days in the woods listening to new music, and I'm out. Anything dropping this week?
So yeah, the Lawrence Arms actually have a brand new record coming out this Friday. So it's going to be July 17th. It's called Skeleton Coast, and you should definitely check it out. There's a single off of it right now called Last Words, and it is beautiful. So I'm super stoked to see the rest of the album. But yeah, check that out this Friday, dropping.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And speaking of dropping albums, our next guest, Jennie from Bad Cop just dropped their new album, The Ride, last week. So we took the time to talk to her about everything that's going on, dropping an album during COVID, and yeah, her life in general. So check it out.
I wanna go to Camp Punksylvania. I wanna go to Camp Punksylvania.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's segment of General Admission. We are here with Jennie of Bad Cop. How are you, Jennie?
I'm very, very well. How are you?
So good. We're super excited to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for bearing with my tech illiteracy.
Oh,
It's all good.
So if you guys didn't know, we had just a little couple-minute issues going on, but we fixed it. We're here. We're good. Jennie looks fantastic. We look fantastic, so we're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
We are ready to go.
Okay.
So let's talk about the new album that just dropped.
Okay.
It's super exciting, and it is so amazing.
Very amazing.
Thank you.
What's it like kind of releasing a new record in the middle of a pandemic?
It's different. The last time we had an album come out, it came out when we were doing the Warped Tour, which was that was kind of weird anyway, but like in a more sort of easy to figure out way where it's like, this is our release tour. You're playing every day, whether people came to see you or not. So this one we had like the whole year booked out, and we were in like, it was very good. We were like, oh, this is the best year. We're gonna have the best year. We're gonna go. All these tours are so perfect and like exactly what we wanted. And then sometimes I feel like getting too confident about something is enough to like undermine it completely. Not saying that we are responsible for the pandemic, but it was gonna be a good year. So this time it's, our tours are gone, and playing live is like not an option, but obviously we're trying to respond to like what we do have available to us, which is a lot thanks to the internet, but also we're learning that like live streaming with music is such a compromised sound that it's like unpleasant for people. So we're trying to, I just like, if you've seen anything that sounded really good, I would love to hear about it, where you saw it.
Yeah, that's the one tough thing with the live streams, is there always maybe like a little glitch, nothing serious, or maybe the audio is totally off on the drummer's end, and you're just like, okay, the effort's there and I love it still, but man, it's not the same at all.
Right. It's crazy. We just got on Cameo like 2 weeks ago because we were like, we need to pay rent for the studio, so we don't lose that, and that it's a lot of like happy birthday, and we can't even sing happy birthday together because like the timing is like, it's so bad, but it's funny. I mean, I don't know, it'll be funny later. I hope it's funny now, but
yeah, it's crazy to see like where where everything's going to kind of come out on the other side of this, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, what new weird shit we're going to have, like, at our fingertips that we didn't have before because of this, you know?
Yeah, totally. I love
We'll have to get a bad cop cameo.
Oh my God. Well, don't ask us. I mean, actually, yeah, I'll sing you a very unsynced happy birthday and you can be like, what's happening here? It sounds like we don't know the song, which is crazy. Like, everyone's like slow and like, I was waiting for you. Like, so bad.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking into like a stage it situation, but finding like a place even that would have like a soundboard that we can have access to is like another, it's like we're all on a quest here, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Book
But
anything.
not these things. Yeah, so.
It's hard to book anything right now. You know, like I don't know what they're doing right now to see, like, are they looking at 2021 and kind of just chucked out 2020 out the window for tours and stuff like that? Is that?
Yes. I mean, I'm not like a representative of the entire industry, but that's kind of what it's looking like. Just because, like, you know, 4 months ago, everybody was like, let's just give it 4 months. And, you know, things haven't changed for the better in the way that we thought they would. I am so surprised that there's no, like, the medical part of this hasn't moved in any way. That I was really like, yeah, we'll get this under control, you know, but I guess not. I don't know. Yeah, so everybody's kind of hoping. It's almost like and no one's told me not to tell anybody this, but it does kind of seem like what most people are doing is like taking all their plans for 2020 and just putting them kind of exactly where they were onto 2021. Like a lot of festivals have said, like, just to be fair to the people that they booked, you know what I mean? Like, we're just going to keep the lineup the same. It's not like some people got to play and some people didn't. And it would be really unfair to like rebook the whole thing and like, you know, but there's some cool kind of organizing going on with like people in maybe you know about it. Like, do you know about NITO? It's like an organization of like people that are promoting and venues and agents and things like that to kind of like regularly like talk about what are we doing, because you kind of have to stay organized and you have to like stick together and sort of unionize, otherwise somebody could do something shitty and ruin it for everybody else. And it's just like, we all are in this industry together, obviously, and have been working together. So I think that's pretty cool that people are thinking.
Yeah, for sure, because it's like, what is the future of live music going to look like at the end of this? There's venues going down left and right, so it's important more now than ever that we can try and support them the best that we can, and the artists that need to play there too. Crazy. It's wild.
Crazy. Is your festival, do you only do this camping festival or do you do other?
So this was our first one.
It was their very first one.
Yeah, this is our very first year, so we're pretty bummed about it. But it's also like a blessing in disguise. You know, maybe we weren't quite ready just yet for a camping festival of that size. So we have a whole other year, hopefully, to figure it out. You know, and even then, we're going back and forth. Like, is next year even going to be safe for us to do this of that size? Are we going to be able to hold a festival next year? We don't have any idea really what to do at this moment.
Book anything at this time, like not so much like bands and stuff is kind of, we got some tentative yes, and we have people showing that they're interested and they want to come back, but it's more the logistics, the stage, the sound, the lights, the porta potties, the food, that
Right.
part of it's been
A lot of these companies don't even know if they'll be in business next year, so they don't want to sign contracts. And
Right. I know, yeah, a lot of stuff is not moving. Everybody's just kind of waiting. It's so
Yeah.
strange to be in this collective free fall. We're all here.
Right. Yeah, we're just waiting. It's like we're all just in limbo right now.
we
Yeah.
kind of have our list of what we need to do, and we know exactly what we need to do, but it's that other piece at the end of the line when we're picking up and they're like, sorry, can't do anything.
We can't
right
say
now.
yet. Yeah. I would think the camping festival would be the perfect, if anything goes through, I would think that would go through, because it's like you're outdoors and you could just have fewer people.
That's
Right.
our hope, is that, maybe we
probably
can
could have
still,
even had it, but it just didn't feel right to us. We didn't
Right.
want to be responsible, even if one person got sick. Like that would be
Oh my
on
gosh.
us. And I
Could you imagine being that first one? Like, oh,
no, I
You
don't.
did the right thing. With the Fest announcement, I know everybody was like, well, Fest. And I was like, God, like everything's canceled for us, but I still wouldn't go to Fest. No offense.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like,
well, and it's
I
in
would-
Florida. It's like the hottest spot in the world right now. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go to Fest either right now. As much as beautiful as it was, as great as it would probably be, like it's just not. It's not on the cards this year, And I think a lot of people are feeling that way too. It's like next year, what is it going to look like? Are we also going to be wearing masks around each other? Is that?
yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird, but you know what? I'll wear 30 masks if I have to.
Yeah. My brother's partner said something so funny. I'm like visiting my family right now, which is a weird thing to be doing. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And they were like, you could just, I was like, okay, so, and I was really nervous about it. And like, I'm here and it's not that weird. When my brother was like helping me with this and he was wearing a mask, like I'm not, because I feel like this is a quarantine pod. We're not seeing other people, but like he doesn't feel that way, and so he is wearing a mask, and that's fine. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, his partner said something so funny. He's like, it's like, you have to wear pants to go anywhere. You had to cover one end of yourself. You just cover the other one now. And I was like, you're not wrong. Like that could just
It's
be,
so true.
Could be
My
the way we
husband-
do everything.
Yeah, my husband was bitching in Lowe's the other day. He's like, I hate these masks. I said, I hate bras, but
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
come on. So I wear them for the
Dealing
greater
with
good because nobody wants to see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants the germs, so just put the mask on when you're
Just
outside
do
or out
it.
in public. Yeah, just
Yeah.
do it.
I
It's
don't know.
tough though. It's so crazy to me the amount of people that just are so, no, it's not important. We don't need it. And I'm just like, come on. Don't you want to do anything ever again?
Right.
Right? Why would you fight about the mask? That has nothing to do with like the economy. You know what I mean? I know people are hollering about like, my business, and it's like all of our business,
Yeah.
but
Right.
so put the mask on if you want to go
Yeah.
back to work.
Right.
that.
Put the mask on if you want things back to a little bit normal. Ugh.
And even if it does absolutely nothing, it was still one small, simple thing that you could have
Right.
done.
Right.
What have you done? Well,
Right, this is
explained
your
a lot.
one. You had one job.
Right.
Oh my God. I saw someone's face at the grocery store the other day and I was like, like, where's your
It's
mask?
such a weird feeling when you're like, you.
Oh my God. Yeah. This pervert showed his face.
How
So
dare
crazy.
him? I know, it's
Ew.
crazy. It's so crazy. My son is always like, Mom, what? Why do we still have to wear these? And he's starting to catch on. He's like, oh, is the sickness still a thing? But he's
Yeah.
4, so he's like, that's his thing. When he goes outside, he knows he's got to like stick it on his face. And
Yeah.
it's kind of scary, but I'm a little relieved that I don't have to kind of force that on him. But it is kind of sad to like, this is the
Totally.
new normal for now.
The new normal is like the way it goes, I mean, I don't know if we're anywhere near the same age, but flying before 9/11, everybody brings that up, but it's like, that thinking of just cruising up to the airport to pick up your friend.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that. You can't do that. We haven't
Yeah.
been able to do that in 20 years. Like, it's just, but, and yeah, that was cool, but it's also like, why, why do we need to go into the airport if you're
Right.
not flying? Like, so I don't know. I don't love it because obviously like we've gotten used to things, but I'm hoping we can figure something out. I keep thinking about the porta potties thing and I'm all, what if it was like the trailer kind and you sprayed them down every like hour, like.
Close them down.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked about things like that. Where like, do we just like sanitize the shit out of everything all the time? Like that's what we're gonna have to do. You're just gonna have to take those precautions if you want to enjoy yourself. And you always have a choice to go or not to go too. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the
I have
worst
mixed
is
feelings about the whole thing.
The worst
What
is
is it?
watching those freaking out that, oh my God, how dare you ask me to put sanitizer on my hands, or how dare you ask me to put a mask? And it's like, come on, dude.
What
Just for all
planet
of
are you on? Yeah. Like, what? Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm happy that you started this podcast out of it. I mean, you could do this all year.
Yeah, for sure. We're hoping to
Giving me
still
a
be
reason
able
to
to
like
do it.
shower and like put makeup on,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, before we
Yeah.
started this, I can't tell you how many days I just rocked the bun, and like, why not? Like, who do
Right.
I don't have to do anything.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. It's been I love not thinking I ever have to buy clothes again, because it's like, well, you have 2 pairs of pants and you only wear them for 20 minutes at a time once a week now. So it's like,
Right, exactly.
I don't know, man. Those pants are not starting to fit. I've been eating a lot.
I know. Oh my gosh, my first month, I was like, chips. Have you guys heard of chips? They're delicious. What are you doing? Like, why are you eating chips like someone's going to take them away from you, Jenny? Like, it's just,
I'm like that with Oreos. I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to have like 3 of these. And I look down like 35 minutes later and there's like 4 left. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely bought some Oreos too. That's part of our processing. Yeah.
See? We're all coping.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like at our house, what's cool is like the trash has gone to like 1 bag a week, which is like amazing.
My
like
the problem here.
Really?
I have 4 kids at home full time now.
I feel like that would be so much trash anyway.
So much.
So much.
I ran the dishwasher twice yesterday.
I believe you.
Well,
Why do they eat so much? It kills me.
And it's 1 cup for every single drink. They'll have like a refill, put their cup in a
Look at this
dishwasher,
right
that's
here.
their
They're
cup.
still out. This is my son. Both his today.
2 of them.
Yeah,
1
2.
sip and 1 ready to go. Okay.
Yep. I was like, you just opened one. He's like, no, I don't want that one anymore.
I now understand because my grandma used to freak out when we would leave like half-drank sodas all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
And now I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
Bree and I were together
Yeah.
this past weekend, and that was me all weekend, just picking up half orange juice, a half an apple
And I'm like,
juice.
no, if you leave that there, they will come back and drink it.
Oh my God. How old are your 4 kids?
They are 13, 11, 9, and 7.
Wow. That's like the
Yeah.
full gamut of like proper childhood, where they're like running around and
Yes.
being crazy.
I mean, I don't know if you can hear them right now, but I'm pretty sure they're fist fighting. And I'm just like closing the curtain and not pretending that they're in there.
I don't hear them.
Just-
I don't hear them today.
Thank God, because it's bad. And I'm
Yeah.
Shh.
Set up a wrestling ring.
Crazy thing about being home.
Mommy's in
Yeah.
your baby.
I
I
can't
send them out
even.
to the trampoline
everywhere.
and let them like beat on each other. It's fine.
I think so my brother and I my brother's like not a fighting brother, but everybody I know that had siblings, it was like, this is what we do when we're, we fight. What else do you do? It's like before video games were everywhere. Of course we're fighting. Like, what? Want me to clean something? I'm not doing that. Like,
And I'm not even a hard ass. I have 2 rules: no messes and no fighting. Like you do those 2 things, and I am a happy camper. But they can't even handle that.
it's so funny. No, come on. You're like, Mom said no, we're doing it.
Yeah.
I rebel. I'm not
Yeah,
women.
that's exactly
The
how
worst
that
is when they gang up on me, though. That they've learned recently that they can
Oh,
like
no.
keep up together, and yeah, that's super fun.
They're like stacked up in a trench coat. Like, we're an adult.
My kids are huge. My 13-year-old is like 4 inches taller than I am already.
I
Yeah,
can't
they're
imagine.
monsters.
I'd be like, you need to walk around hunched. This is the power struggle.
I dread that. I'm a little tiny human, so I know my son is just going to tower over me when he's like 8 years old. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah. You can, I need you to get something down for me, please. I'm never
Absolutely.
using a footstool again. This is the point. Yeah. That's
This
great.
is what
And
you were
so-
born for.
Right. I need help. Okay. Yeah. Get the cobwebs down from the top corners, please.
Yeah.
Yes, he's gonna love it all.
So crazy. So you guys have been dealing with school at home.
Yep.
How's that?
I am not meant to be a teacher.
No. Otherwise, you'd be a teacher. Like,
Right?
oh
Yeah.
no.
And
Yeah,
now
it's crazy.
they're not even sure if school's going to start in the fall. And I'm like, my kids are going. So you better have a teacher there for them.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, are there, like, kind of, like, maybe, like, smaller daycare centers where there's, like, devices for kids to be logged into school during school hours and then,
I
like,
mean,
but still-
we did like the cyber school. Like they had to log in the last couple months from home and like they had a list of things that they had to do every day. It was like 2 hours a day they had to be logged on.
Right.
But my kids are also super geniuses and like I can't help with their math.
Right. I can't.
My oldest takes theoretical geometry. What is that? Like what
Who's
is
that?
that?
Imaginary math?
Right.
Like,
Like it's not hard enough. Now we're just gonna make up a different form.
That's
Yeah.
like, she's like, he's taking theoretical geometry. I'm like, what kind of geometry is theoretical? Like,
right.
Fake shape.
What?
I thought that was the point of
dimensions.
geometry
Yeah.
to not be theoretical.
Right. Oh my God. I can't imagine. Yeah, I was just thinking about just like the idea of like mess making being, it's like pretty integral to like creative processing for children. And I was like, I just know so many parents are probably like, please God, do not like start a painting or a clay forest, you know, while we're home. And it's like,
I've kind of given up. I kind of tried to keep things organized, and now just every couple days we like take 2 hours and we just overhaul the whole house.
I
But
used to have like craft bucket, so I'd bring it out every night. Be like, pick your craft. You're doing your craft before we go to bed. Now it's just craft pile.
Right.
It doesn't have a bucket anymore. So chuck it in the corner, and I'll deal with it later. And you know, craft pile. Grab it from
My kid's like obsessed with plants these days. He's got like this massive tomato plant on our porch that he's only allowed to touch, and he's growing beans and stuff. And he has like a little, he bought grass seed and he planted that. So he has this, and he like molds it into hair. He's super strange, but yeah, he's crazy. He's the outdoor boy.
Wow. That's,
Yeah,
I mean,
he loves it.
yeah. Like, what do you do? Like, what if, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like what, because I know there's like the art person that comes to schools, but it's like, how do you do that at home? Could you like make appointments in like a clean space and be like, drop your kids off 2 days a week. We'll make
We're
a big
getting
mess.
messy.
Yeah, like just so they can get it out of their systems and not have like a parent have to clean it up and be like, great, more work.
I try to do that stuff. I mean, like I went to art school and all that stuff, so I've got all that jazz here. So I'm like, here, come here. Here's a canvas. Let's give me your hands. Let's do something fun with it. But it's like glitter everywhere.
Yes.
Mom, can I put my leaves on this? And then I'm like, oh God, what have I done?
No.
oh my God,
creative,
one
though.
year we did this craft where we all like put our thumbs in like different color ink, and like we like did like a heart cutout. And my oldest was probably like 6 at the time, and his color was orange. I looked over and he had it all over his hands. And then I looked over again and he had it all over his hands.
Well,
And I was just, where do you go from there? You
It's
know?
awesome.
Right.
In the bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's fun when it's happening, but I can't even, an unexpected, like I am my own mess, you know what I mean? And I'm surprised sometimes too. I can't imagine someone else being like, I did this too, and I touched everything. Like, okay.
And I don't care either.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you clean it. I'm on to the next thing.
My kids have been making pancakes at like 10 o'clock at night, which is kind of awesome, but like they never clean the mess properly.
No, come
And I
on.
come home and there's like pancake batter on the walls.
Oh, I
At
don't
least
know
they're
what to
having fun.
do.
That's
It's like
too
part
funny.
of me is like, this is funny and it sounds fun, but I also know that you all have real things to do, and this is like an additional. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's wild trying to juggle everything, but it's like also you can compare it to literally anything else. You know, it's like when you guys go on tour, you've got a million things to juggle too and stuff like that. So it's like, for the time being, I guess it is what it is, and we just have to make the best of it.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
And I guess we're lucky. Like I'm lucky. I get to spend a lot of time with them these days. You know,
More than
That's what we're that's what we're
I
gonna call it right now.
I was like, I'm ready to sell mine on eBay. So.
Mine are actually getting along finally. It only took me 2.5 months to get here, but we finally did it.
Oh my God. Well, they're their only playmates, so you got to get along now. It's like, yeah, that's a good lesson. I wonder how that's panning out for siblings that were like not ready to be friends before this.
So not ready. There's 4 years difference between the two. So my oldest is 9, my youngest is 5. There's just no middle middle ground, but now they're finding stuff, and I'm just like, finally. And I actually walked with my husband the other day. I'm like, maybe COVID was the best thing to happen for them to get finally. Like, I hope that whenever we get out of this, they take their closeness and, you know, they keep carrying it through, because my sister and I, like, it only took till we were adults before we got here. You know, I definitely want that closeness for my kids. That was a big reason why I waited 4 years to have them, thinking that it was going to bring them like this, not knowing that it was going to really just
Not me. I was like, bam, 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 you're all going to be friends and get along.
Right. I'm one and done because mine is just a monster. He is an absolute just one and done. Everyone else can play with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so you guys all have like this is like every imaginable model for like child's arrangements and like
child demographic here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This could be a parenting podcast, really, about like
it's funny. We were gonna do a segment here. I don't know exactly what it is. We actually have to talk to Vanessa over at FAT a little bit, but we're gonna do like a punk rock parents segment. I think it'll be really fun to get some parents on here and get their perspective on things. You know, like just the three of us, we know how crazy it is. I can't imagine being on tour or things like that. So it'll be fun to talk to a couple people about that.
And we always get female perspectives, so we want to get some guys on too to talk about like the dad end of it.
Yeah, totally. Well, our agent Brian from Nightbirds is like #1 dad, and like I just feel like that guy's got a ton of perspective because he's like a very involved parent, but also like he goes away on tour, but then he also works from home, and also like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and he's like a very intentional parent. Some people are just kind of like, I don't know, this happened to me and I hate them. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, he's very like involved with his like child rearing, which is always cool. But I think like Polly and like Rosie, I was just like, what are you guys doing? I don't even know any women that like are touring and have small children, and like, how is this even possible? It just seems so much harder than, I know a lot of people, I'm like, I find out later guys in bands have kids, and I'm like, what, you have kids? Like, it doesn't matter enough to you to even tell anyone you have kids. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas like the moms are like, oh yeah, my kid, this, we do this. Like, it's very important to me, which is, you know.
Yeah, we think that's important too. Like, it's great that you're showing that, you know, so we want to showcase them a little bit. We're excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll watch that. I don't have kids, but I think kids are cool.
Yeah, it's
my next life.
I'm sure it'll get pretty loud, but it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, have the kids on. They'll be like,
gosh. Could you imagine having the children on?
Yeah.
I don't know if the world is ready for that.
How much of a ruckus it was. She's cute and all, but I still had to take her out. I look at my husband, he's like, she was talking to me like 2 seconds ago. I'm like, I know.
That's what they do.
Well, was it last week you were like putting her cape on? Like,
we're like, Terry, what are you doing over there?
Kind of bad. Like no personal boundaries anymore. That's the thing I do miss is personal boundaries. You know, like when
there are none anymore, sister.
No, they're gone.
Do you have like designated workspaces in your? Is everyone working from home?
Yeah, so I'm a procedure writer, and right now my workspace is right smack in the living room because I have to hardwire my computer. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, so my work provided me with a computer, which is great, and it works perfect, but I have to hardwire it, and the only place I can do it is from one chair in my living room, so I'm in the thick of everything. Like, we used to have 3 computers set up when they were doing school. There's our 2 other ones, and then the 3 of us would work at the same time, but then having to answer questions. My youngest is in junior kindergarten, so she's going into senior kindergarten, and they had like books and having to trace and doing sound words. She's taking French immersion, so it's 2 languages. So,
That's so funny. It's
yeah,
like
it was
you're in
different for a while.
English
I had
immersion already. Like you're it's like
no space.
it's crazy to think of how we like set up as a society this idea of like the nuclear family, and then blew it apart by being like, and then everybody leaves this home all the time and comes home for like 8 waking hours, which are divided between the morning and night. And then, you know what I mean? And it's the most expensive thing that you have and takes up the most resources, and yet you're never there. And then now it's just like the fact that like you basically have like a home office with your children's home offices, like in this space again. Like how strange, like entropy and then like coming together in like a really weird, like, you know, to the point where like these are your coworkers, like, it's like
it really is.
it's like 150 years ago, like, you know.
It's wild.
Trying to stick to a routine, I guess, is the best way of doing it. I know it doesn't work for everybody. I'm lucky my kids are still very young, so I'm able to kind of mold them. But some people, like, they try the routine so hard, and my heart goes with them because my kids are pretty complacent. They're like, okay, cool, whatever, go with the flow. But I know that's not the case for everybody.
I mean, usually we're very routine oriented, but the last couple months, like, I've pretty much given up. I got up at 8 a.m. the other day, and I'm pretty sure my 11-year-old was still awake.
Oh, what's that show? Is it Trading Spouses where they trade parents? Is that if there's like a quarantining period, could that happen now? And like, you know what I mean? Like it would be like a more intense version of like.
Could you imagine?
Terry,
you're coming here.
Right. Me, right. Okay, yeah. I would be like, sorry, there's glitter on everything. Pancakes. It's like
Glitter and pancakes. That sounds like my house.
Yeah.
Love a good pancake.
Right. Yeah, it's the theme of 2020. Oh my
Seriously. Oh, what are we eating today?
Right.
Well, so I don't know, can we not talk about COVID for a little while?
So, yeah.
No, it's not your fault. We actually make jokes all the time. We're like, we're not going to talk about it this episode. We're not going to talk about it. But how can you not
talk about
There's
Donald
nothing-
Trump? My cousin just said the next time someone says Donald Trump, we have to drink. And I was like, all right. Like,
Here we go.
oh, I'm not ready for that. Yes.
We talk about it all the time. And it is one of those things. How can you not talk about it, you know? But it's like, at the same time, it's kind of like, man, everybody has, it's kind of like a little sad, you know? Because we're all just like, man, what the hell? We're ready to like.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Not again until the end of this interview. And then we'll have 2 minutes to talk about COVID as much as we can in 2 minutes. The lightning round.
The lightning round, our summary of COVID.
Got it.
No, but so yeah, let's jump back to the album super quick. No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's just I know we're gonna have people asking about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys, this one was a little bit different than your last, and it was more I don't want to say involved, but there was like a huge taste of everybody on there. It wasn't like you got Lynn on a lot of it, you, Stacy, and it's just really, and then you've got, you know, artists from other bands coming in too on some certain tracks, and it's just really beautiful to listen to like that kind of group effort go in on the whole record, you know? Was there like a different process to that then?
Oh my God. A completely different process. Before this, we worked with Davey Warsop from Sharp Shock. He's a wonderful, very dear friend, and like totally helped our band be our band. And like, he's very efficient, which like is awesome for so many reasons. But then like with this record, we were like, I was like, I want to do some kind of weirder stuff, and like maybe have it not be just 10 songs, and like maybe not every song has to be a certain number of beats per minute, and like we can not have the chorus repeat twice at the end of every song. Like you just and we were going to work with Mike again, and Mike is like on the opposite end of the spectrum as far as like working conditions and timing, and like from Davey, you know what I mean? Davey's like, let's get this done in 5 days, and he like does not take breaks or drink water. He's like a robot of efficiency in a great way. And Mike is very like, he's got his own things going on. You know what I mean? So like, it's like totally different. So we were working with Mike. We did a lot of this at Johnny Carey's house, which so it was like Mike and Johnny Carey. Johnny's from Old Man Markley. And he's kind of like Mike's muscle on like all the production that Mike does for like the musical and no effects. And they worked on the Days and Days record. That's very good. And like, so they're working together like every day. And at the time, Mike was living at Johnny's house because he was like remodeling this house that he's working on. And like, so it was like this crazy sleepover where we would show up and like, they had been up all night working on like 19 other projects. And then like, we come in and it was just very like, it was wild and organic. And it took all year. Like we started tracking in January of 2019.
Oh, wow.
And then there was changes. I think there were changes after January 1st. Like it was just like, and like there was this resistance at the beginning. Now remember, pre-pandemic, I know I said I wouldn't say that anymore, but when everybody was like, everything's an emergency and we're late all the time. So there was a lot of like, what do you mean it's not done? What do you mean we got to go back in? And it was like, who cares about the deadline? You know, like just, you know, and Mike was on tour and doing Koki shows, and like we were on tour and he's working on other records. So it was like this weird, like everybody knew that if two people's calendars lined up for even a day, you had to like go and get together and put some shit down.
Mm-hmm.
And like we just, one of the things that I think really made a big difference is like Mike will go back and change things 1,000 times until it's right. Which most people don't for a number of reasons, like resources, time. It's kind of, sometimes it's embarrassing to change something that many times, I think. And like, it takes a lot of confidence. And you can't care about somebody being like, are you kidding me? You're doing that again. You know what I mean? Like, so he just, no one's going to say that to Mike. So,
Right.
Which was cool. I was like, okay, we're just doing it. Like, you know, come up and re-sing some stuff. Okay. Like, you know, so, and then also because it took so long, it like really had time to open up and breathe. And like, we could hear things and be like, you know, I think we could change this here. Or maybe that part doesn't need to be there. And I mean, Stacey was like, we were very intentional with our words and like what we wanted to write about this time, which was cool. Part of that is because it took so long. So you could be like, you know, I don't know if I need to sing this song. I don't really believe in it, you know, but I do believe in this, you know, like, so like we tracked Sing With Me and certain kind of Monster, or might have been Pursuit of Liberty, were like pretty late in the game, you know, and like that never would have been an option before, to be like, it's October, you're tracking something, like get out of here, you know? No. But Mike really never said no, which is crazy. He was very invested and involved, and that was like so crazy. We're super grateful because he's brilliant. I mean, he's crazy, but he's brilliant. Like that eccentric, sorry. But
So,
we all knew that.
So when, you know, you guys had to restart, did it ever come where you're just like, were there any songs that you kind of had to scrap? Or you talked about adding songs, but were there any, I know there was the live stream and you had written a song for one of the live streams that I heard, and it wasn't part of this album, so I think it's going to be in the queue, but are there?
We did scrap some stuff. So we started this record like we do all of our other records. We went into demo with Davey, and we demoed like 5 or 6 songs. We brought in other stuff, but you know, Davey was like, let's only do these 5. Like, what else do you guys have? You know? And then Mike was like, I don't like any of these. And then he took it back, and we ended up keeping originators from that. And I think the beginning of Simple Girl was in that session. But we scrapped everything else, and like or it might have been Community actually. But yeah, we brought other stuff that just didn't make it. And I think an earlier me would have been like, I'm going to use it later. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know if I am, you know, not everything has to be carried all the way through because it's not your best work.
Right.
But yeah, and then since coming home and being like, oh, here's my guitar and nothing to do, there's been, you know, I've been playing and writing and which is great because writing a record was always like, oh my God, when are we going to write this record? Like we're not that good at writing on the road. Seems like there's not enough time to like, I personally am better, like incubating some ideas for me is like, I have to kind of be alone and like plant little seeds and then have time for them to develop and then go back and and that's like a little hard for me to find on tour, although I'm sure I could do a better job of that. But yeah, I know at practice the other day, they were like, so we are going to write the next record now? Like, what are we doing? But like, we might, you know, why not? There's and then we would have like way more things to choose from. And hopefully the next one would be that much better because it's like the best 12 of 50, sick, you know, so.
Yeah, right. It makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah. We came with like, I feel like we probably came to the table with more than 25 songs.
Oh, wow.
You know, in different forms. Some of them are very underdeveloped and you're like, I don't know, they're going to be mad that there's nothing here. And then everybody kind of loves that it's not developed because then they can jump in. And as you know, ownership is a great way to like foster investment. You know, group projects, people are like, oh yeah, I got skin in the game on that one, I love this song. Like, so yeah, so that's kind of fun. And then some of them are like, I mean, Stacey wrote Simple Girl basically by herself and it hasn't changed much from like its version on an acoustic voice memo, you know. Right. Whereas like other stuff is like, is that who that was? Like, what's the name of this song again? It's changed 7 times. Like, yeah, so, yeah.
And what?
Yeah, you can. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
And what happens in the process? Like, I'm assuming it's kind of like a team decision. Like, here, let me try something new. This is a better fit, or does someone go away with it, come back, and then it's a completely different version? Like, I'm kind of wondering what that process is for you guys, because we only plan a camp, so we don't really get to. We are
not musically inclined at all.
No, not at all.
We're just giving the platform for it.
Well, you might secretly be musically inclined. I'm just putting that out there.
I got your music.
I'm not.
No, I'm not. Okay.
I would love to be, but I don't think it's in the cards.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Well, thank you for making spaces for people to play music. It's such a group effort. That's like the craziest part about this whole industry is like you have to have people that have different abilities, otherwise like what the fuck, everyone's gonna play lead guitar, like what a terrible band. And nowhere to play. But yeah, we work personally, we kind of write in the studio a lot of like, I know some bands are like, I have GarageBand, I played every instrument on this track, we're just going to go trace over it, you know what I mean, with like better microphones or whatever. And we don't work that way. I write at home, Stacey writes at home. We kind of share ideas a lot with each other because we're kind of used to it, and it's like we have different, like she'll talk to me a lot about words and I'll talk to her a lot about like, what do I do? Do I need a bridge here? And like Lynn is amazing at like the construction of parts in a song, which like I don't. I'll be like, I wrote a melody, I've got a verse and a chorus and maybe a riff, but like how do they go together? And it's like, so I'll like show it to Lynn and she's like, oh, all you have to do is like do a stop here, and then like, and I'll be like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? I was just gonna, you know, so it's kind of like everybody's different and Lynn's really good at finding harmonies, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like a melody person, and like word person, and it's just, yeah, letting everybody kind of weigh in is always better, because then it doesn't sound like you're singing someone else's song. It's like our songs. And Johnny was great. So everything got tracked, rough demos with Johnny Carey. And then usually Mike was not in the room, but he would like, then Johnny would kind of like put things together in a way that Mike would want them to be before they get to him. Like, you know, I made a voice memo and it's one verse, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that would annoy Mike, I think, to hear that. So like working with Johnny is like, okay, well, why don't we do this twice here? And like, just, you know, kind of give it a little bit of legs before you show it to Mike, because if you show him something that's like not viable early, he might be like turned off of it prematurely, you know? So that was really nice. It was like, he kind of helped us groom things, and he was like, he knows everything about music theory and he can play every instrument. This is Johnny, and he is very open and like supportive and like experimental, and like doesn't really, like, he definitely has his own sound and aesthetic, but he's very good at like just kind of enhancing and supporting whatever your vision is, which is like tremendous. Like, a person with that kind of ability and like distance from their ego is so rare. So that was really fun to work with him. So we would show up and, you know, I was like, there's this, I did it on acoustic. I literally didn't even think about how I'm going to strum this. And he's like, oh, we can talk about it. Like, why don't we do this or this? And he, you know, he has all these tricks for like, if you don't want it to be so repetitive, we'll just try a relative minor. And I'm all, what's a relative minor? Like, you know, it's just like, so it was really cool. And it's kind of like an apprenticeship. More than that, it was like, it's like our record. Like, it was Bad Cop and the Decomposers. And, you know, that includes Mike. And so it was kind of like, everyone was very invested in it. And I just think it was really cool to work that way, to work with these freaking pros, you know, like, we're technically pros too, but like, they are pros in a different way with like different experiences and like, you know, I don't know, it's like anything. It's like cooking. Like, the more you do it and the more adventurous you are with it, the more you're like, no problem, let's try this. Maybe we should add some cinnamon to that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it's just kind of, it was great. It was like going to an apprenticeship or like an incubator. And I mean, it was wild too, but but it was like, it was a lot of fun. So
yeah, it came out amazing. And it's like, you know, like you said, as a whole, it's just, excuse me, you can tell that there's just like well, as you know, on the album, there's a sense of community behind the whole thing. And I think that that's why it grabs so fast too, you know, like right from the first song, you're like, oh my goodness, this is, it sucks you right. And Terry knows what I'm talking about. We listened to it like together.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, it's one of those things too. It's like when your favorite band puts out music, you're like, shit, how are they going to top my other favorite songs from the last album? And then you're like a little bit nervous, you know, and you're like, man, they did it. And it's
I
so
won't
good.
listen sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to check that out.
Yeah, I always get like that. I get a little hesitant because it's like you never want to be, I don't want to say disappointed, but you always love what you fell in love with, you know? So to have it like enhanced and to keep going, I think is really great. And it's just like another reason to be like, yeah, that's why I fucking love this band. But like even the messages behind all of the songs in there, like that sense of community, I mean, that's why we're all here in the first place. So to be singing so passionately about it and to have other, you know, friends and members of bands and stuff like that in on that, I think it says a lot to your fan base as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we did want to make something different, but understanding the entire time that like, you don't want to like lose people that like your band by changing the product so much, you know, that it's like, what, I didn't sign up for this. You know what I mean? But I feel like we did. It wasn't like such a deliberate, it wasn't like we are a salsa band now. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, we're still us and we still are playing all the same instruments and like just kind of like trying to find ways to like do more of like there's a very conscious effort to like have everyone sing on every song, which I think in earlier albums and in earlier recordings, like a lot of we were kind of like laughed at and made fun of on the production end for that. They're like, why do you want to sing on every song? And it was like, because then it's all of our songs. Like if everyone's singing on every song, then it's like, that's our sound, you know?
Yeah,
which,
and
like,
you can be proud of that together.
Right. We had to like weirdly kind of fight for that before. And like, this time it was like nobody fought us on that. It was like, of course, you know, and I was like, okay, so that's cool. So that's still there, you know what I mean? And Myra still beats the shit out of a drum kit and like, but it's like in a way that's like grown. Like we're playing this stuff at band practice and like it's just so cool that like the technically things are more developed and advanced, but again, not so far off that like it would be, I think, confusing or like, you know. And then obviously subject matter too. We were like, no more songs about things that don't matter. Like, just try to like when we worked on Warriors, it was like we wanted people to feel empowered because we did not feel empowered, and so that was like a lot of the kind of intention behind that. But there still were things that like, you know, we've talked about later, like why. I don't need to sing this every night because I don't personally want to be in that space. And I also don't want to like push this narrative farther. And so when we were writing this time, you know, we talked a lot about like how do we want to share information and like, what do we want to share? And what do we want to say every night? Because we're going to be saying it every night thinking we were going to tour. But one day we'll be saying it every night because that's like it's a manifestation. You repeat something to yourself or to a room full of hundreds of people over and over again, and that has power and an effect on you and them. And like, what do you want to do with that power? Like, waste it and be like, let's get drunk, or like, I hate you. You know what I mean? Like, I've written so many songs that I would never allow myself to write now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're mad at somebody? Like, take a walk. You know, like, just take a walk, Jennie. Like, that's not your message in life. Like, you know, so yeah, this was I don't know. We just really are proud of what we brought and kind of in a way, you know, with I don't want to say the pandemic again, but with the way things have changed, it's kind of like, I think we all were like, wow, we're really glad we like put a lot of intention into this, because then there is nothing that really feels wasteful on here, and so much feels wasteful now, I feel like.
Well, I got that from Perpetual Motion Machine. To me, has been my favorite song. It spoke to me as a person who would technically be a recovering addict, that self-love piece, and that having to find, like, it dug a lot of stuff out of me that, you know, that took me years to find, and I'm finally in a place where it's definitely much better. But when I heard that song, I was in tears, and these girls know that there's not a lot of things that get me going, but that mantra of trying to find yourself and trying to, you know, make yourself better for another day, not be for anybody else, but just for yourself. I know that piece, and thank you so much. Like, I definitely, I, you know that your music and your mantras and what you're trying to put out there are definitely coming back to us. We are definitely.
Oh, cool. Wow. That's so, yeah, thank you for telling me that. That is what we, you know, like, because
it does. Yeah. When you were talking about that piece, I was like, that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing with this album. And I was just like, that was, of course, the first song that came into my mind again, because I sing it to my kids. I let them know, you know, you don't need other people to make you happy. That happiness is going to come from yourself, and you have to look deep down to find it. You know, do the things that make you happy, and eventually you're just going to grow and be happier, and the world around you is going to be happier. And yeah, so thank you. That's
oh my God, thank you. I'm not going to cry. I love yeah, that's all I ever could have wanted.
Well, as being somebody who isn't musically inclined, like the three of us, it's important to make sure, when you do connect with something like that. And I mean, I say it all the time. I'm like, punk rock has saved my life. Like, there's a handful of bands that I know, okay, worst day, worst case scenario, let's throw this on. I know we're going to be able to get through it, and it's good to be able to, for my own personal self. And like Terry said too, you play that shit to your kids so they know that you're going to be okay. Like, my kid's 4, he's in the car seat. I'll never be a simple girl. I'm like, no, you won't, but
you won't, yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
And it's refreshing to be able to still to have that, and to be able to look forward to to new music, to new records, to tours eventually when we're at the other side of this pandemic. But it's nice and it's exciting. So thank you for the new record. We love it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for enjoying it and sharing it with your children. That's we weirdly, for people that don't have any children, we think about, sometimes we'll get this sounds obsolete, but tour offers that are that sounds like good money, but I don't want little kids to come to the show and have to listen to that band also, so you know what I mean? I just don't think that it would be a safe and supportive place for little kids.
Right.
So yeah, we do want to do all ages things, and I just feel like kids are so.
Well, let me tell you, as a parent that takes children to shows.
Yes.
We keep our kids safe. We keep them out of the rough areas.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. If they want to go, they'll go. Ollie's been to a couple of them.
Yeah. My oldest has been to her first show. She went to her first show, I think she was 7, so it was the Interrupters.
That's a good show for a kid.
It was a fantastic show, and we just stood in the top of the mezzanine because it goes in London. It goes around, and then the bottom. I was like, no, we're gonna stay there. But she met the Masked Intruders, and she had a blast. She didn't understand why the guy took his clothes off, and there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
But some guys like that. That's okay. That's the least of it.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's funny to kind of watch them at shows, it's all that innocence, and then they're just holy shit, because it is a little overwhelming. Imagine being this big.
What's happening?
Yeah, pretty much.
But the community too, everybody was so nice to her. Some guy offered up his seat. We went to the merch table because we had to get matching mom and daughter t-shirts, and he gave her a free pin, and Masked Intruders grabbed her for a picture and everything. Everybody was very they loved kids there. As a parent,
my kids were standing next to the merch table, and people were going through line what can I buy you? What do you want? Guys, she'll take a medium.
I took Ollie to that festival in Boston, and the Hempsteadies were pushing him in his stroller and shit like that, putting stickers on it and stuff. It always goes back to that sense of community, and you get to choose your family, and it's just very wholesome feeling to know that I love doing this, and it's cool. I can include my kid and bring my kid. Don't get me wrong, I love going to shows without my kid too.
Right.
But it's nice to know that I can take him, and everyone's not going to be oh, what the hell? There's a 4-year-old here. They're yeah, there's a 4-year-old here. Look at his band.
Yeah.
Look at his little mohawks.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel you don't find that a lot of places. Even when you take your kid out to eat sometime, you're oh my God, nobody wants them here. You don't ever feel like that when you go to a show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I feel we just have sometimes we'll get booked on something where it's show's kind of rough. You know what I mean? I thought it was all ages. Why is it so, what is happening right now? But just yeah, I don't know. I'm never the person that's super excited about a super rough show, which I know people are that's not punk, but it's I don't think pushing and hurting people is super punk.
Right.
But, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, bring your kids to shows.
Have a good time, we promise.
Yes. When we can have them again, yes.
Yeah.
I know, I miss it. Oh, It sucks. So what are you most looking forward to, like, at the end of this? Just getting back on the road and stuff, or back to the pandemic?
Damn it. Okay. It's the lightning round. I am. I feel like I personally kind of just, well, not me personally, but like our band is like, has gotten better at, I guess, at everything. Because we just have been working together for so long that like, you make progress, and like we want to make progress and like be a better team, and like we just feel like we were just, sometimes touring can be really hard, just because people are exhausted and uncomfortable, and like it's like very stimulating, which sounds kind of dorky to bring that up, but it's like people get overstimulated and then they're like totally toasted and they don't have any patience, and like we just really were kind of getting into like the tour we were on when we had to come home with Make War was like, everybody was like, what a great tour, like every day, this was our best tour, we're just doing so well, everyone's just really, like, and of course that's the one that's like, you need to fly home now, right now, like, so that was, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because it was really getting to be a well-oiled machine, and like a really kind of healthy, very
I'm
fun
currently obsessed with
thing.
Make War too.
What's that?
I'm currently obsessed with Make War.
Oh, they're
too.
so good.
They're amazing.
So good.
Yeah, they are so good. That new video, I was like, oh, okay, only the most beautiful music video ever made.
Right?
Thanks.
Oh my God, right
Yeah.
in the field.
Yeah,
That's
they're great.
There's been so many like creative music videos and things coming out lately, because they're like, okay, well, what else can we try and do that's a little bit different? And that was, it was beautiful. It really was.
Yeah. Well, that is because one of the members is like a super sought after motion graphics like titles designer. So it's like people being like, that looked really good. I was like, yeah, it's because that guy's like literally top of his field. Like he's just side hustling.
Not professional or anything at all.
Yeah, I think the story goes he had
knows.
just quit his job or something to go on tour, and then all of this hit.
Yeah. Same. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yes. Except, I was gonna say we can't make a cake music video, but I could. Why not? Like, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. When I get home, okay. Yeah, okay. Just have to figure
Delicious.
that out. Yeah. Stop motion of me eating an entire cake. That's what it is. Okay.
Sums up all of quarantine.
Sadly, we are running a little bit out of time here, but where can we find your stuff?
Well, the album is streaming on all platforms, which sometimes people are like, how can we pay you if we don't have a lot of money? And it's like, you can stream things. Streaming, it always generates like a little bit of money. And then if you wanted us to get paid from buying an album, you should get it from Stupid Rad, or T-Mom if you're in Europe or the UK. We're on the Instagram. We got our Instagram back. That's at Bad Cop Bad Cop. We're on the Twitter. I don't know if that's Bad Cop Band or Bad Cop, but I would just say whichever one has our picture on it. And Facebook, yeah.
Right. Well,
Awesome.
thank you again. I was very excited about this, and I wanted to say personally, just on a personal level, thank you again so much for your music, your writing, everything. Your music definitely speaks to me. I know it speaks to a lot of us. So again, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you for having me on this. I'm
Thank you,
excited
Jennie. It
for
was
your
so fun.
Yeah,
your
it was
new
awesome.
venture here, which is very sustainable and very cool. And I do think you should have if you guys are like a board of experts on like family sizes, I feel like this could be big.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see where that goes.
Yeah, when you decide it's safe to reschedule your camping thing, let us know. I would love to go. So
We will definitely
We would
let you
love
guys
that.
know for sure. We would love that.
21.
it's on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
so much,
you.
Jennie.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Jennie.
good weekend.
Good luck in everything you do.
Oh my gosh, you too. keep that pancake mix under control.
There's no hope, sister. There's no hope.
No, you're like, no, I'm done. Okay, bye guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thousand lives. I've been rich, been broke, been doped down and lazy, even been somebody's wife. Yeah, I've hit the bottom and come back inciting an innovative world. You say I look real cute, so let's keep it civil. I'll never be a simple girl. No! Hey! I'll never be a simple girl. Compartmentalized. I've been a low down twat, a maniac. There were a few times I almost died. So I don't need any rivalry in my work, my life, my love. And I'll never dumb down who I am to fit in your world. An expensive price, I used to pay it every night. I'm not sorry, I've hit the bottom and come back inciting an innovative world. You say I look real cute, so let's keep it civil. I'll never be a simple girl. No! Hey! I'll never be a simple girl. I'll never. Hey! I'm never gonna be. I'll never be a simple girl. I'll never. Hey! I'm never gonna be. I'll never be a simple girl. Hey! No! I'll never be a simple girl.
Thank you so much, Jenny. That was amazing. We can't express how much we appreciate your band and how inspiring you guys are to us on a personal level and as a group. So thank you again. That was wonderful. This next segment is super awesome, brand spanking new. So I'm just going to give this right to our brand new host, Caroline.
Happy Drunk Punks. So what you want to do is you want to grab your favorite cocktail. You want to join us. All the people from the scene, we're just kind of getting together, being casual, having a couple cocktails, talking about nothing important. Maybe sometimes it'll be important. Maybe it won't. Who knows? We'll see you on the flip side with a cocktail.
I wanna go to Camp Punksylvania.
Hey everybody, welcome to Happy Drunk Punks. We are having currently a ladies only happy hour because the gentlemen are super busy doing important stuff, which doesn't include going out anywhere, drinking in bars, or going to shows. So really they're not doing anything important at all. We are here. We are drinking. Hold up your cocktails, ladies. Jessie is with us. She's currently unstable. Her internet is unstable, and she's been at Wendy's. Yes, I hope she got the Baconator. Oh, yes, Baconator. I hope it's just bacon grease in the cup. Like, I would like this to go, please. Well, we are hanging out, learning about what we have been doing all week. I can answer for myself. I have done nothing. Okay. Bree had some stuff. She did exciting stuff. She left her house.
I did only got home like an hour and a half ago. I spent the weekend in the woods, hiking, kayaking, hanging out by the fire, chilling, having fun. I'm tired. I'm sunburnt.
You look great, though. You don't look tinge sunburned.
My
It
face.
I
does.
know that is me.
It was
The
awesome.
SPF 200.
Yeah. Yeah, I made sure I put sunscreen on often, but I was out in the water for like 6 hours today, so even my hair's like turning blonde. I was out there so long. It's crazy. I hadn't looked at myself in like 3 days
Natural
in the mirror.
process.
I know, right? I looked in the mirror sheets and I was like, oh, God. Who is that? It was fun. I needed it.
Jesse is out in the middle of the woods in a camper. Hopefully, no one's chasing her in Tennessee. Yes.
Tennessee.
Obviously, there's a Wendy's nearby, unless you've been hoarding that cup. So you must be near something. Okay. Okay. Laura, what have you been up to this week? Anything of note for our listeners, our viewers?
No, I literally just work. I work so much, guys.
You got exciting stuff, though. Like, you can tease it, right? You got some exciting news.
So I'm gonna tease it because I can't give any information yet because nothing is super confirmed. So like, I'm gonna be working with a really cool, well-known artist in the scene on something really exciting very soon, and that's really all that I can say.
Can we guess the artist?
Yeah, you can try and guess.
I bet it's Justin Bieber.
We're done.
Damn it.
Her reaction was so bad, she actually locked up. Like, her camera, her internet died. A little part of her died
I'm
along
like, is
with her
everyone-
internet.
Do they really think this is Justin Bieber? You guys froze too, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It broke the internet. We were like, what?
Justin Bieber.
So it is not Justin Bieber. It is a pretty well-known female artist in our scene, and not like a musical artist, like an actual artist. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that. But yeah,
Nice.
once you hear
Good
the
for
name,
you.
everyone will know who it is and all that jazz. So it'll be an interesting project, I'm sure. I have no idea what a lot of the details are yet, but I think it's gonna be fun. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But other
Terry,
than
what
that,
have you
no,
been
I
up
don't do
to?
anything cool.
Nothing cool.
Terry's always doing cool stuff.
All right.
I just hang at the beach now. It's so nice. We went today. The beaches were actually like crashing over us and stuff because I live off the edge of Lake Huron. So yeah, totally went there. Scared myself. Heart attacks. Making sure the kids were like nowhere near it. We thought it was gonna be calm because it's been calm for I want to say the past week, and we've been going almost every day. And then today, just out of nowhere, these massive waves, and we're just like, we'll try it. The girls lasted all 3 seconds. My youngest like toppled over. I was like, I'm done with this. Out and-
Everybody out of the water. Out of the water.
So we just hung out on the sand today.
There you go.
Oh, and
I
I
coached-
picked up donuts.
Oh,
Ooh. Now, wait. Let's get serious. Yeast or cake donuts?
Oh, yeast.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a
Really?
cake donut fan myself, but
just
I've
eat
never.
cake.
What?
I do not discriminate against any donuts.
They're all
No,
delicious.
I don't feel like cake donuts are donuts. They're just like a
What?
cake with a hole in the middle.
No way.
Oh. Oh.
Are we
No
not
way. There's a whole different process to it. Now we're getting fancy.
Get fancy. Seriously, like, your donut selection is important. Terry, I'd like to hear about every donut that you got today.
All right. Done.
I
And
want to know, was there variety? Did you say like all glazed? Oh,
so I got
it wasn't all glazed.
strawberry rhubarb fritters, and then they're delicious.
Canadian?
Wait, you're gonna love this one. Then I got 2 Canadian breakfasts. So it looks like it's a maple donut with some bacon on it. I haven't tried it quite yet, but I'm excited for it because, you know, we put that shit on everything.
Okay, yeah.
And
Oh,
then
wait, is it you that has the maple syrup guy?
I have a maple syrup lady. She
Oh, a
is-
lady. Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so you got 4 donuts down. Keep going.
last 2 are extraterrestrial, which for a peanut butter mousse inside a donut with like a bunch of Reese's Pieces crushed up on top with a nice little chocolate. Yeah, man, I go pretty hardcore in my.
Wow.
Is this like a 6 a.m. donut, or is this like a 10 p.m. donut?
It's like maybe a 2 o'clock donut because you probably would be up all night because of it. Sugar, yeah.
All right, okay.
Dude, I'd want to take a nap after eating that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
You're running.
You're
Hear
right.
my dog howling right now. Oh my god. I'll be back.
Bring him in.
Dog is offended by the donut discussion.
What's the problem?
So what have you been doing, Caroline?
I coached deck hockey this morning for my son, and it rained, and I got soaking wet. And the kids actually, because they're all fucking crybabies, they all, like, they started crying, like, I don't like this. I was like, shut up, 6-year-old. It's been like 900 degrees this week. Like, suck it up. And working, and that's about it. I got a tattoo this week. I bought not terribly exciting, but you know, fun. I got a gift certificate during COVID when everything was shut down, because a local tattoo guy was like, oh yeah, you like get $100 gift certificate, get $150, like $50 free. And so I moseyed on down and I was like, ching, I like a gift certificate. And so I cashed in on it. It was really nice because he said that he was like booked until the end of October. And I was like, well, wait, you fit me in right away. And he's like, oh, I remembered you. So I fit you in. I was like, oh, thanks.
Nice. What'd you get?
Punksylvania on my forearm.
Oh.
Fuck Erie.
Fuck Erie. So I had to make some choices because like the state is like at the top. A lot of the maps are just a straight line, but then some of them have this little like protuberance for like the little island. And we got to it and we were like, fuck Erie. I cut it right off. Fuck them.
I cut it right off.
I didn't even know it was a part of it. So hey.
Yeah, fuck it. I decided it wasn't. Cut it off. Fuck Erie.
I think Laura, you got a tattoo last week?
Ew. Yeah.
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 Like the
I
time
sat for
before
11 hours.
That's brutal.
Yeah, man.
It was awful. I
Is
got
it
home
on
at
your-
like 1:30 in the morning.
Is it on your butt cheek?
I wish. It's my entire back.
Oh, nice.
And if I didn't just inhale a bunch of tacos, I would show y'all. Stay tuned.
Bree got some freshing too.
I did.
I don't think she's gonna show
Speaking
us. but
of
she
the
did.
butt cheeks.
Yeah, you
Speaking of the butt cheeks.
I mean, give me a couple of beers and anything's possible, I guess. No, I got an octopus ice cream cone on my butt.
Yes.
I love
It's the
it.
best thing ever.
Because why not?
Why the fuck not?
Yeah. I don't know, a lot of my tattoos are like American traditional and I wanted something like goofy and bright and fun. But I couldn't put it anywhere else because it would just like stand out and be awkward. So just put it on my ass.
It would the octopus would stand out and be awkward, and I just didn't want the octopus to feel badly about itself, so I gave it its own cheek.
Essentially, yeah.
You were really thinking of the octopus's feelings.
Mm.
Yeah.
And now he has a soft place to lay his head every night.
Oh.
She really thought
Like
this one out
everyone
for
had
her.
me so freaked out. I've had so many tattoos done and like usually I'm super excited to get ink, to get worked on, but everyone had me so freaked out, like telling me it's gonna hurt so bad. So I'm like, oh, like jittery and nervous, and it wasn't terrible. It was awkward.
I feel like
obviously.
it's never as bad as anyone says it
Right.
really is. You're like, oh, that spot was the fucking worst. And you go and you're like, what a little bitch you are.
Right? I used to fall asleep because I'm like, you know, it's like the only hour and a half of quiet I get ever. So
Yeah, right? I feel that.
11 hours though, like
that's
I
rough.
couldn't even.
That's a
Well,
long
it was
time.
like him and I were both at the point where we're like, all right, we're going to lay this entire stencil because it's like the best way I can explain it is we've all been in ISS, I would imagine. Like, you remember the desks, like just carved with shit and like drawn on over and over again? That's what my back looks like. So we're like, we're just going to lay this massive stencil of a desk here and we're going to just do all the line work. And we got so close, but I ended up tapping out around 1 o'clock in the morning. I got home at like 1:30
I mean, I don't
a.m.
feel like there's any shame in
Oh.
at all.
I looked at him and he was like, he's like, it's probably not good that I keep going. I said, yeah, if you don't feel confident, then let's go. So I go back on a week from today, actually.
How's the healing been? That's gotta be like, I got my back and I remember that was so itchy.
It's itchy. It's itchy. Like Bree and I were at the beach house that past weekend, and I was just like on the post outside like a dog because I'm like, oh my
I think a
God.
bunch of us there had new fresh tattoos too. And we were all like itching.
All
and
of us are just shimmying all together.
Everybody just got out of quarantine, so they're like, I've got places to go. I got to go to the hairdresser. I got to go to the tattoo parlor. I got to get some stuff
Clearly,
done.
we have priorities.
I had priorities. My hair has not been touched in years. But
Look
that's
at
not
that.
with COVID.
I got mine
I was
back.
lazy.
Look at all that fresh growth. It's so trailer park.
You still pull it off.
Oh,
Just
freaking-
put it like in a
I was going to
pony.
do it today, actually, but I ended up doing like a bunch of 8-year-olds hair instead. So I'm like, you know what? We'll do the kids.
But
Yeah,
luckily your hair is
purple about a month into quarantine.
What was that?
I gave up on the purple about a month into quarantine, and I'm back in my red hair face now.
Nice.
Purple
I love the
is
red.
hard.
Purple's hard to keep
Purple
up with.
is hard
It
to
It
keep
fades so
up.
quick.
Yeah, the last time I was purple, I was gray like 3 days later, every time.
Well, right. It
Purple,
just-
gray.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
I haven't
hard.
dyed my hair in so long. Oh my God.
That's the shitty thing about it is it's such maintenance. I've just given up, as you can see.
Yeah.
You've given up. Bree, maybe you could do like a purple pull through. You'd have to get like 17 bottles of dye though, because you have more hair than
It takes 3 bottles
people.
of dye just to touch up my roots, girlfriend. It would take
yeah.
massive
Yeah.
amounts.
You would need a team. We would all have to come. It would be camp. We would have to come and do your hair. Like we would have like a beauty night at camp. And oh
I
my
love
gosh,
that.
yes,
I'm like,
a
oh,
beauty night,
What? Beauty nights?
beauty night,
That
and
sounds
maybe
terrible.
prepare for like a semi-formal where you can only wear clothing from like 80s prom dresses.
We could
Like
go to
the beauty
Goodwill.
night. Yeah, go
Can
to
this be?
Goodwill.
All right, you guys heard it first. This is a 2021 official event for Camp Punksylvania.
It's semi-formal night. I think that's an excellent idea. I mean, bust
That would
out
be
a bridesmaid's dress, bust out a like your very best tracksuit, like your velvet. Get your velvet on, and go to town. Happy Drunk Punks announce.
I'm
Semi-formal
down
night.
with all of this.
Yeah.
Velvet tracksuits. Oh my God.
Velvet tracksuits. Yeah. Well,
They have
think
to
about
have
it.
like the white zippers and the white stripes down the
Well,
side.
you have like
Purple
the
on a
bright
cord.
white Adidas, right? You have to have like the bright white Adidas with them.
Oh, with the shell tops, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, COVID has really sucked, but if nothing else, like it's given you time to get closer to your bedazzler. So like this announcement is official. People could start work immediately. Like what's a bedazzler? You can Google it, look it up, and then get one for your home, or go to Goodwill and probably buy one. And then just really start, like, be like, I need a tracksuit. It needs to be velvet. I'm going to put some bling on it.
Punk it right out, studs.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. On the sides. Well, I mean, maybe you want to get a little emo. Like maybe you want to get like some chains or some, like, I don't know. I mean, you do you do anything you want.
It's like the new battle vests.
Yes.
They're velvet.
Yes. And I mean, who knows when we're going to get back to like shows, but I imagine that this tracksuit could be a really serious, like, regular outfit. Like, you don't have to worry about like what shirt to wear. You just, like, you got your tracksuit on. It's ready to go because you're never going to wash it. It's like a battle vest. You, like, once a year, you like take it and put it in your bathtub and like kind of like soak it and hope for the best. That's going to be it.
Dude, I hate washing my vest. That's the worst ever. I always lose pins and shit because I try to be responsible, and then I go open the dryer and I'm like, oh my god, look at all these pin backs. What the fuck have I done? There's just like yarn everywhere.
And then it doesn't fit. It's all like tight, and you're like, oh,
wrinkled on one side.
Yeah, I rarely wash my jacket. That's
poor MJ would be faded. You're big MJ.
Yeah. No one has any
That's one of
idea
the
what you're
things
talking
that's
about.
You try not to wear them a lot too, because you're like, fuck, I don't want to have to wash this. Like, I know what's gonna happen.
I mean, mine's my jacket, so like I just always, when it's cold, I have it on. But the only time I wash it is if I'm around a campfire, I think, like for dates, and like, cause that's doesn't.
Mine has puke on it, so I had to wash it after I threw up on it.
Yeah, you'll have that.
I was driving.
I was driving on my window, doing 70 on the highway. Caroline's puking out my window.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. I was overserved. I was definitely overserved.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It was a fun night. Was that the Hempsteady night?
Yes. Yeah, and the Scotch bonnets. And yeah, it was a good night. And then that club is shut down. That was at Howler's.
Yeah.
And they were slated to shut down, but they just kind of closed their doors. They're supposed to move. And then but that's just kind of the first of many clubs that have kind of shut on the permanent now. And it sucks. We're getting
well, that's where like sorry, go ahead.
No, we're getting like all this like inundated on like Facebook of like all of these clubs and bars that are now for sale, and you're just kind of looking at it and you're like, how many shows did I go to there? Like that, so, like I want to buy everything and just like buy it to keep it open. I don't have any money, so I can't. But I would really like to.
I know that's the thing that we've all been talking about too. It's like, okay, so now we don't have our shows. That's in the heart. Oh, now we've got going to for how long now? Just shutting down one by one by one. Those are the places where you go see these shows. So it's like, okay, when we are allowed to have shows again, where the fuck are we having shows? Who's putting on these shows? It's a little scary, and it's sad too, because like you said, like you want to buy these places, you want to give them whatever you can to make sure they keep their doors open, but at the end of the day, it's like, who the fuck are we too, It's a little scary. It makes me really sad.
Well, and there's a risk, because I've been looking at venues, like I've been keeping my eyes out, and like, but it's risky to buy a venue, because then what if we can't have shows?
You don't know.
Years? And then you have this building that you have to pay the mortgage, obviously, but
yeah.
I don't know, it's a scary world.
It's going to be all Live Nation. Like, it's going to be the big conglomerates that were able to kind of piece it together because they've held on to everybody's tickets. I know Jessie was waiting for her refund for Green Day
Yeah,
for like
still waiting.
how long? Still waiting.
Still waiting.
And that's a lot of freaking money that they're holding on to. And they know the show isn't going on, but they're still like holding on to your money. And it's not like that's a small club or small band.
Well, and you have to think too, like so who are buying these tickets from these venues or the ticket holders or whatever, they're dishing out the money to these bands and to cover costs for these things. So like that puts them in a rock and a hard place too, because it's like you want to honor these refunds and shit, but you can't because you have nothing else to continue going on. It's just a huge domino effect. And I think that's where we're going to start seeing, like we had a conversation with Ephraim of Death by Stereo a few weeks ago, you know, you're probably going to start seeing the resurgence of like these smaller underground shows coming back because there's nowhere else to have these. Like, yeah, you're going to be at your buddy's house, that backyard show. That's where everyone's going to be at because there's nowhere else for you to go right now.
And I'm kind of hoping for that, you know. I kind of missed having to, you know, sold out in 20 minutes or something like that. It gives the opportunity of having, in a sense, bigger venues. You don't have to so much, depending where it is, cap your numbers, as opposed to like a tiny little bar where you just, you know, and the availability,
right.
You can have it anywhere essentially. It doesn't matter. You don't have to just be limited to Pittsburgh. If there's somewhere else that you feel would be a better, you know, opportunity, then
better spot.
So I'm kind of excited to see what that brings.
Well, and you know, it's just so much more intimate than being at a bigger venue, you know, when you're face to face or so, I mean, yeah, right on top of the band and each other. It's a whole different feeling than if you're in an arena or even at like an outdoor venue, you know. It's just a totally different vibe. And that is, I think, essentially like taking punk back to like where it kind of started musically wise, you know what I mean? You were never going to big huge shows with thousands of people. It was always like
VFWs.
Here's 5 people. Everybody go balls to the walls and let's do it.
You can't sneak into a show that's at a corporate location. That is like, you can only sneak into a show where like the doorman is drunk. You need to like go. Well, Preserving Hardcore in New Kensington, they are in the process of moving to a slightly larger venue because remember they have the museum.
What it is. Why don't you tell them what Preserving Hardcore?
Oh, so Preserving Hardcore is this really badass store, and it is also a super small like concert venue. Brings in a lot of bands, sometimes sells advance tickets, a lot of times it's just at the door. The guy that runs it is just really like good with hardcore, good with history, good with everything. Are you looking for a specific type of band? Like, do you want some crabcore from Baltimore? I've got it. And so he was in this basement, and it was like nicely laid out, you know, probably whatever record store you bought records from the age of like 13 to the age of 16. Like that's what this place looked like. For me, it was Repo Records, but they moved to a new venue. I think it's an old church, but it's just kind of like right across the parking lot. And so he's like, yeah, our shows are starting to get really packed. So I wanted a bigger venue for the shows. So he's in the process of moving right now. And I think he's going to open up soon. And I think like Terry said, like, I think his max capacity is under 100. So I think he's going to get a push and start having a lot of bands, you know, when they're comfortable coming through to go to this really small venue. So that'll be good.
Exactly. You're going to see almost a resurgence of like, yeah, these venues are closing right now, but there is going to be a chance for them eventually to be able to come back with things like this happening, you know? That's the only way to get them happening again is you have to have a scene. You have to have live music has to be like a priority, you know?
You're never going to blow off a Tuesday night show ever again. You're going to be like, Tuesday night, I'm in. Like Monday night,
every night
yes,
of the week,
yes.
Let's go.
Yes, I'm available. I'm there. That's a 3 p.m. show? Perfect. I'm there.
We love the matinee.
I'm kind of hoping in a way that it brings in new blood. You know, the smaller, kind of like us, the DIY subset of people that are, you know, fans. You know, I kind of feel lately we've been seeing this big, almost feels like everything, all sponsorships, things like that. I'm looking to see it go back to like a grassroots. So we're gonna
probably a lot of push for really good local bands too, because the local bands are the ones that have been able to stay together, been able to practice together. I mean, things were really dodgy for those ska bands for a while. Like Inco Fido, they have too many members for like several months to legally practice together. There were too many people in the band. But all those local bands are really going to come in so much stronger now. And the larger bands where the band members live so far away, like they haven't been able to get together. Like they haven't been able to do anything. I know a couple bands were working on new music and they're like, yeah, we're just kind of like doing it at our home studios and trying to like morph it together. I mean, more power to you, but I'm excited to see what the local scene is going to bring, because they were already, they were DIY anyway. Right. They didn't have any money. They were like selling tickets at the door. So I think that's
right.
I think that's going to be
just
great.
Almost like another hurdle. Like, okay, we got to figure out a way to do something else without money. Like we've done this before. This is what we do. Like that's the way that we feel. We're broke as fuck, but we're going to throw a festival.
We are going to go to Goodwill and buy t-shirts, and we're going to screen print on the t-shirts and sell them to everybody. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. That's how your shirts are coming at you.
That's how the shirts are going to come.
We're going to press them in our prom dresses.
That's only one night. Only one. And the dress.
I'm not buying a prom dress and just wearing it one night. Come on. We have to wear it all
I'm
the
not
way.
taking mine off.
I mean, you could probably wear it the whole time.
Yes.
Jesse'll have like scrubs on top of her prom dress so that everybody knows that she's like in the medical tent. Like she is there in case of emergency. She's
got to have the crown.
Yeah, the crown of responsibility. I am a responsible
and a
adult.
Sash.
I want the sash. I want the sash.
Yes.
That's my battle bit.
Yes.
Crown of responsibility. Oh my God.
The crown of responsibility.
I don't feel like I'll ever get that crown.
No, I love you. You won't. No. Love you.
She's like, I hate to break it to you, Brie, but yeah, no.
No, there was a vote. No. Crown of love, not crown of responsibility.
All of the love, yes.
All of the love. All of the love.
Oh my God, I sent Laura a video of Jake the parrot to show her son.
Oh, that fucking asshole that's living with me? Oh, okay.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Caroline has a dickhead parrot.
It's not, so my parents bought this parrot for my brother. I think I was like, I don't even know how old it was, 6 or 8, whatever. So it's our family bird. Whatever, this bird is such a fucking asshole and hates me. So Bree comes over like fucking Snow White and she's like, oh, all animals love me. Oh, look. And then the bird's like, come here. Because he's a really good talker and he's like, does great mimicking. And Bree's like, oh, look, he wants me to pet him. I was like, no, it's a scam. He just wants to fucking bite your fingers off. And she's like, no, like I'm really good with animals. Like, we have a connection. I was like, no, you don't.
It really did not get this in depth for the record.
She gets close. He tries to bite her finger off. He's like, ah! Yeah. So he's a total and complete fucking asshole. I call my brother like every other night and I was like, hey, asshole, you left some baggage behind. Can you please come and pick it up? He's in the midst of like quarantine. Like he doesn't know where he lives anymore because he was living in Texas and he came up to Philadelphia and now he's like, I don't think I can go back to Texas. Like, I think people are dying. I think I have to stay in Philadelphia. So the bird fucking lives with me. It's going to go live with Bree soon. I'm just going to drive it and like drop it off.
He hates me. He does not.
He hates everybody. He does not want to be your
Come
friend.
here. He wants me to talk to him. Mm-hmm. He did not. He was like freaking out, like shaking his food bowl at me, and
yeah. Mm-hmm. Total asshole.
I agree.
We have not
Guys,
bonded
what
during
flavor
quarantine.
cloche did I get?
Oh, Now, Laura, did you buy like one flavor, or do you buy the multi-pack?
So I'm a multi-pack kind of person because I got to change it up. But if I were to buy one flavor of claw, it would be the black cherry.
Have you ever thought about putting cherry in it? Like being like real fucking hoity and pouring it into an actual glass, and like.
I mean, I could be bougie.
With a
You want me to do
garnish?
that with my next one? I'll put a cherry right in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Carry with your TV static.
Yeah, that's what Brie calls these, TV static.
Aw.
But I get really bad migraines, so I can't drink I can't drink wine and I can't drink liquor and stuff because it just kills me. So I mean, I don't really drink at all. You guys want to see what I normally drink? He's made an appearance on the podcast before.
Yes, please.
His name's Jug.
What does Jug have in him?
Just water. That's all I drink.
Oh.
This is a rarity. I know, so boring. I drink 2 of these a day, at least.
Okay.
And that's it.
So
But
he sticks out.
so when I don't, I have a White Claw.
For the happy drunk punks.
Yes. I may even switch it up in a little while. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's
No
in the
mango.
fridge.
Change the flavor. Change the flavor.
Yeah, I know we have just a whole variety in there. Because what happened was Bree and I went to a beach. We rented a little beach house last weekend, right? Last weekend.
Right.
And there was way too many fucking people in there. There was like 20 of us, half adults, half kids, which is like all kids. So that
We
was
were all-
not good. But we ended up with a lot of leftover alcohol, which I thought was really strange.
How is that possible?
I didn't drink it
I
all.
don't know.
It's because
I
they're
maybe
getting older.
drank beers all weekend.
All are growing up.
I don't know.
Were there leftover
Over here
snacks?
that we need to be a little
No,
responsible
they're
for.
never left.
So maybe I shouldn't get famous.
No leftover snacks.
Oh my god. We actually had to send Bree an hour away, like back to my hometown, to pick up 4 dozen more half moons. Do you guys know what half moons are? Oh, you guys are not from New York. No
Is
one
it
knows
the
what a
black
half
and
moon
white
is.
cookie?
Yeah.
Is it a black and white cookie?
Yes,
I know.
that's a half moon.
Okay.
So, but there's this delicious place.
It's no
in gingerbread
maple donut.
Listen, I love me
It
a
is
maple
no
donut.
maple.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But they're
maple
so
donut.
good, and there's this place that makes them just right. And we had went out there with like 3 dozen of them because we're like, oh fuck yeah, with like all the other food we have, this is plenty. And like day 1 in, they were gone, and the kids are all just like strung the fuck out on chocolate. Bree's like, I'm getting out of this house. I'm going to pick up more of them.
Yeah, it was like, I really want to go.
An hour,
I was like,
an
I'll go.
hour from the beach.
Dear.
I'm
Dear.
going to pick up 4 dozen more. And I don't think we had any left after. I don't think there was, because my sister, she's like, nobody touches the half moons. It was
They
bad.
were so sweet. It took me 45 minutes to eat one of them. It was so.
Oh my God. I will eat a
Oh my
dozen
God.
right now.
Bree, you are the slowest eater, though.
She eats like a fucking baby bird. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I'm like, hey, are you hungry? She's like, yeah, I'll have a toast. What the fuck is a toast? Like one singular piece of toast?
Did she put anything on it? Or is it just like dry shit?
Just a hint of butter, and then she's eating it for like 45 minutes. And I was like, I make tacos. I make like 4 pounds of meat because I was like, we got extra people. Bree eats like a quarter of a taco. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm done. Doesn't
can't
eat
eat a
for
lot
3
at
days
once.
after that.
I can't.
So Bree will come to my house because I'm in Pittsburgh and we'll go to shows. So I'm like 15 minutes closer to shows than she is because I live out. And I'll usually make dinner, because I eat a lot and I have to feed my family. And Bree will come and she'll be like, oh, okay. Okay. I'm good. And then, like, when she leaves, I always pack her a lunch because I'm really worried that, like, she lives kind of far away. Like, what if her car breaks down? Like, what if there's an emergency and she needs
What if
food?
she hits a deer and gets stranded at the gas
What if
station?
she hits a deer and gets stranded? She needs a lunch. And I know it probably takes her like a week to go through that lunch, like to finish the lunch.
I still have your bag of pretzels from the last one.
I have never seen like a fully grown human eat so little food.
A toast.
I'm still chubby. What the fuck? It doesn't make sense.
A toast.
And then I'm like in my fridge, Bree's over here just hanging out, and I'm just shoveling just whatever I can. French onion dip without the chips into my face. Just like, oh, are you sure you don't want any?
I feel like you
so
guys are
bad.
exaggerating a bit.
No, we're actually not. That's the sad part.
Dude, we after hiking all day yesterday, we went to this barbecue place. I ate a whole sandwich and a whole helping of mac and cheese.
Fuck you.
Did the mac and cheese have bacon in it? Or just
Dude,
I would have eaten
the
3
best fucking mac and cheese in the world.
mac and cheese.
It could have been because I had like no food in my body all day long and I'd been fucking hiking in the sun, but I fucking housed.
Wait, yeah, but I want to hear about this mac and cheese.
It was called smoky mac and cheese.
Oh.
Yeah, and I feel like there was
I'm intrigued.
and there was actual mac, and it was fabulous.
You think that maybe there was like paprika?
What was that?
Maybe like a little paprika in there?
Maybe, I don't know.
Little
Did it have
cayenne
the French
pepper.
dip on top?
Honestly, I feel like I ate it so fast I didn't really taste most of it.
So
I looked down.
let's have a quick poll here. Who likes their mac and cheese baked with shit on top, and who just likes it cheesy?
I'm on camp cheese. Camp cheese.
I will fucking house it both ways.
I can't do the baked shit.
I love the baked shit. So good.
I will.
Do you? I feel like it
I'll
gets
eat it
dry.
I
If you
love
can't
mac
do the
and
baked
cheese.
shit, do not come visit me and order macaroni and cheese, because in the South, we have to put breadcrumbs on everything.
We have to. She said.
Yeah, it's not even breadcrumbs. It's like Ritz crackers. Like the breadcrumbs don't have enough butter, so it's like Ritz crackers, like mixed with butter.
Yes, it has to have, like, your carbs have to be topped with more carbs, or it does.
Well,
it doesn't
listen.
work.
If you're making mac and cheese, though, then I'm down.
I will always
You
eat
get-
mac and cheese. It doesn't matter. I will eat it.
Well, not just me,
I don't like that.
but
Alfredo stuff,
preferably the cheesier the better.
The what?
Very
Terry?
though. You know that Alfredo mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
That's not mac and
that's
cheese.
fucking blasphemous.
That's gross. That's
Right,
trash.
That's for fancy bougie people. We don't care about
Fancy bougie people. I like pulled pork on my mac and cheese. I always like to add in a nice protein, nice fatty meat.
See, I like lobster all up in there, but like I don't have enough class to have lobster in my mac and cheese a lot.
Lobster mac.
Have you ever had that shit? It's so good.
I'm not a
It's-
lobster.
You have never had it?
Oh yeah, I've had it. It's good.
Oh,
it's
it's so
a
good.
lot of butter. Like that could hurt
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
It's what I love.
Oh,
butter.
it's what it's very important to me, the butter.
Okay, I'm grabbing another drink.
What flavor will she come
About
back
to get
with?
crazy in here, guys.
it.
We're on 2.
Do you think it's gonna be another black cherry?
Might be
Maybe
mango.
a lime. Maybe.
And on the kayak today, I had one Gatorade bottle.
What do you guys
with
think I got?
Gatorade,
Beer?
mango.
No, it's a claw.
Is it lime?
Raspberry.
Oh.
Oh.
These
But then
ones
I
are
had one
not
bottle of
terrible.
Gatorade that had a Southern Comfort in it as well, and I kept getting them confused, and it was a rough surprise.
Oh. I can't.
Rough
do
hydration
something like that.
choice.
That makes me
Yeah.
like want to gag.
Dude, fucking Dustin yesterday had morning tea with a shot of fucking Jameson. I was like, how's that, buddy? Fucking 95 degrees at 10 o'clock already.
Ugh.
I feel like when it's super, super hot out, the only appropriate beverage is like the world's coldest beer.
It has to be.
And I mean, and it could be like natty ice. It doesn't matter. But when it's like 9 million degrees out, you have to go for beer, I think.
I don't think I can do yard work without beer. Like
I
those.
never liked beer. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
There's just the
Beer
one-
is not your choice.
I
I'm
just
picky
never
about
drink
my
it.
beer.
I don't like the taste of alcohol. Like maybe that makes me sound like such a loser, but I'm like,
I was all about gin. Gin.
I can't get down with any of it. Like for a long, I have to always
Pine
change it
cone
up.
for me. Just have a fucking pine cone in a glass.
Or pink lemonade. That shit was good, especially in the summertime. With ice.
What do you think the official drink is going to be at camp? I think that there definitely should be like daily cocktails.
I feel like it's gonna be
Like
White
a
Claw.
drink
I feel like
menu?
A lot of people drink fucking White Claw.
Seeing that it's a bring your own event, it might
Wait.
be whatever's in their fucking trailer.
Yes. So,
We can make jungle juice.
but you guys may not know, but Bree and I, unrelated, watch a lot of Bar Rescue. So like this is not related. Like we don't sit on the couch and watch Bar Rescue together, but I discovered that she too watches Bar Rescue. There's something about it. It's very calming. It's just
I love it. It's so
and
good.
it just is very calming. So like we definitely need to have something that has like basil or like mint so we can like
We have to.
slap it to like infuse the flavor. But I feel like we might
Could you
have
imagine us slapping everyone's drinks and shit?
have a sponsorship for like a nice cocktail in a really questionable container with a
No boots.
yes.
Dude, so
Yes.
did anyone else drink those camp coolers last year at Camp Anarchy?
I was on probation. I was sober Sally.
So
I was
sorry.
trash off those things. And let me tell you something. They were fucking awesome. You want to know why? I'll give you 5 reasons why. Well, actually, I can probably give you like 3. They came in like an adult Capri Sun with a screw-on cap.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember.
it fit in your fucking back pocket. So you could take it in the pit with you. And they were strong as shit. So I drank like 4 of them. And I was just like, somebody carry me. But yeah, I was just mind blown that I had my fucking mixed drink in my pocket while I was at the pit. Like, just pull it out and drink alcohol
Yeah,
while
the cap
circling.
on top is clutch, I feel like.
It was so awesome. And like, I don't know if I'll ever drink alcohol at a show not in a pouch.
In pouch
We make
forms.
our own, right? Just suck a little bit out and then like.
Dude,
use
it was like the little
dropper.
toddler applesauces, you know, like with the little
Well,
screw on.
you get like a hat, you know, like the old man hats with the straw.
Yep, with the straws.
Just get
I
a
feel like-
hat.
You think that would work good and just put like a
Oh,
bottle of
man.
vodka on
I
one
feel like
side
that's
and like a
way
bottle
too
of fruit punch on the other?
Yeah. I'm gonna take a note. I'm gonna write this down. Cocktail
We're gonna have some cool gear at camp 2021.
choices for camp.
Simeon,
All
if
right.
you're listening, we're gonna need alcoholic hats.
Feel like we can make them. A straw.
Oh my god,
I
can
mean,
they please have the damn ham Captain Crunch?
In the middle. Did you love that, by the way?
First of all, he has no fucking nautical training. People call him captain. He has no official title. He is not even a real nautical hero.
Maybe we should give a backstory to this because people are probably like, Cap and Ham.
His eyebrows are on his hat. His hat.
Can't ever trust a cereal mascot when their eyebrows are on their hat. It's a rule.
Oh,
It's a rule.
the captain is, in general, awesome. But I question his credentials. I don't think he's a real captain. I don't think he has any nautical training. I think he's just a fucking old perv that like found a box of cereal to be
Yeah,
on.
How I feel about
For
clowns.
anyone curious, we
I
are
disagree.
talking
I
about.
feel like the captain is evil because he knows his cereal assaults the fuck out of your mouth.
It rips up your whole mouth, the whole top of your mouth.
It hurts
Right.
for days.
I'm not sadistic like that. Fuck that shit.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Laura. You were explaining this to our kind audience about the captain.
I can't. You guys are great. I'm just gonna let it unfold and see if anyone knows what the fuck is going on.
So
we're
months
talking
ago,
about- Yep, Bree, take it away.
Oh, there is this meme where it's like the hamburger helper guy, but it's like his fucking bone structure.
His skeletal structure.
I can't handle it. It just like, it freaks me out. It makes me want to vomit. Like, I hate it. Hate it.
Caroline.
This bitch gets them put on pins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Lots of them.
A lot of pins. Shout out to stupid Brad for making those pins. When I'm like sending it to him, he's like, yeah, I could do that. I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, that's cool. All right.
Is it cool though? Is it?
Is it? I mean, I'm not seeing it sold in his official shop, so.
I have one of those hamburger helper.
I have one too. Let me grab it.
On my purse.
Well, I have them. They were initially for camp, but fucking COVID.
I know.
Everyone's going to have to wait a year. Look, I'm never going to be able to hold on to these pins and say fuck 2020 until 2021. They're not going to make sense. I'm going to have to get an update. Oh,
there it is.
Fucking evil.
Great.
It's the skeletal structure of Hamburger Helper. He's unrelated to the captain, mostly.
He is totally unrelated to the captain, yes.
But tangentially, he is equivalent to the captain.
And Jen, she's like putting out these fucking like $12 words tonight. Christ.
$17.50.
And then how did it get? Oh, damned ham brought into the situation because that is the grossest shit ever.
Like, just think about it. Damn ham.
I mean,
Terry, if those puke faces are our thumbnails, I'm gonna be so mad.
Right? That's gonna happen. You know that's what's gonna happen.
No
all of mine are like.
I know they're so bad.
Zero control.
Oh yeah, it's
what
all
happens.
good. I mean, it's not much different from my normal face, so it's fine.
I'm always like,
I know, right?
Oh, they're so bad. I feel like I'm always laughing in them. Or I look confused.
I did.
Which
I
like is a normal thing
washed
for
my
me.
hair. I washed my hair for this event. So, I mean, it got soaking wet this morning, and I had to recomb it, but I did wash it. It smells clean.
I had like 3 days worth of sweat and sunscreen and bug spray, and I looked like I was jumping trains all
you
week.
guys have to keep going on with damn ham. Cabotage.
Oh, the damn ham.
Oh, yeah, we left
which is related to Captain Crunch. So Hamburger Helper, skeletal structure, and then we get on this discussion about mascots, and there's actually a chart. You can use the internet machine and find this chart of like all of the mascots and basically like a ranking of whether you could fight them and win or not. So like there's like Lucky Charms, and you're like,
Caroline and I bond for the record.
Like that fucking leprechaun is like dodgy, but like not as dodgy as like the Trix rabbit.
Right.
It would fucking cut your Achilles tendon when you're standing in front of him, and he would like laugh and like hop away. But then there was like the Gerber baby, and it really grew into something. And I actually revisited this thread a couple of nights ago at approximately like 2:45 in the morning. And there was something that one of our friends said about, like, I don't even know how he got it, but it was basically like Amish babies fighting in an abandoned Toys R Us. And it just encompasses everything that happens late night during quarantine. Is you're drunk, you're losing your mind, and you're talking about well-known mascots fighting each other.
No, us fighting them.
Us fighting them. Well,
right.
But I mean, they would fight each other too. But anyway, so Captain Crunch is on there, and there's this big discussion about, like, first of all, his fucking nautical credentials, which are
non-existent.
His eyebrows on his hat, but there was a real like bifurcation of opinions about the captain, about whether like we could take him in a fight because he's an old man or whether he fucking has a peg leg because you can't really see his legs. Like he's probably seen some shit in his day. I have a lot of thoughts on Captain Crunch. Like way too many thoughts. He is not my regular breakfast cereal. It's not like I sit every morning and stare at the captain and really feel that I have this like interaction with
Connection
him.
with them.
Yeah, no, I have no previous relationship with the captain, but for some reason, like that chart, I was like, fuck you, fuck everybody on your fucking fake ass ship, like fuck your fake ass hat. I got really aggressive about it.
So what was the other one? The Kool-Aid Man. So the Kool-Aid Man.
It's a poll. You have to ask them their opinion.
Is the Kool-Aid Man the vessel or the liquid inside?
I'm going for vessel here. He is, I think it's kind of like the soul, you know?
I feel like he's
liquid
the
is
vessel.
soul, but he's the vessel. Or the
Yeah, because like his Kool-Aid's always tipping out.
He
And
ain't,
he's still alive, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
That brings in a fucking real
I am not stoned enough for this.
that is
Dude, these are
definitely,
Caroline and I's conversations.
yeah, that is definitely not something that we discussed, is the fact that like the Kool-Aid drips out and he's still alive.
And
Yeah, because like in all the commercials, that
Like, how, like,
motherfucker's
it's
like busting through
out.
walls and shit. Like
Exactly.
this Kool-Aid's going all over, you know? It's all over the place, but he's still whole.
how
I
does
feel
he
like he's the vessel. Like
Does
the,
mom like, fill him up in the mornings before he leaves to like go bust through walls?
do you think that different flavors give him different moods?
Do you think it's just cocaine mixed with food coloring?
He's definitely just cocaine. he's watered
Like in
down
liquid form?
candy cocaine. Like
No, I don't think cocaine makes you bust through walls. I feel like that's bath salts or
PCP.
something. Like I don't know.
Wouldn't the bath salts be like chunky in that like large quantity? Or you think you could like boil them down? He's a strainer.
Strainer.
Use a strainer. Kool-Aid. That's what Mrs. Kool-Aid does every morning, is she puts a strainer on, pours the bath salts in with some colored water. I mean, we've never seen
Yeah, like,
him in the morning. We don't know.
It's true.
I feel like now we need to know like what goes on
It's true.
In the Kool-Aid house.
in the Kool-Aid home. Yes. I mean, do you think there is a Kool-Aid home?
No, because there's no walls. They would just fucking bust through them all the time. It would be pointless.
And then if they
True.
had walls, they'd have to repair them from busting through.
Right. And what would be
Always.
the
But like, I also want to know if they're glass, how come they're not breaking after they're busting through the
Right.
walls?
it's an
There's
excellent
a whole lot of shit that I can't believe we're even discussing.
Jesse is like what the
Did
fuck
you
am I
like
gotten
punch through
into?
the wall first?
I don't know
Oh.
what he does, but like you would think that he would break, right? Plastic or
But his
glass?
arms aren't like glass. They're like black and they
Maybe
have
he has bionic arms.
Doesn't he
Just
have
his
like little
body.
philo arms?
Let me see here.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Doesn't he have
Like
like,
a T-Rex.
he have arms?
Oh no,
Does he have real arms?
they're liquid arms.
What?
What?
How does that even work?
I'm calling shenanigans on this guy.
Yeah, those are
I think
liquid
he's fucking
arms.
shifty.
Is that a Canadian Kool-Aid man? You think he's different?
No, that's from USA Today.
Oh, well,
so
that's
he's totally
free.
not Canadian.
Oh, look, he's splashing out. Oh, his arms do look normal size.
Yeah, see, he is splashing, so he therefore is the vessel. I'm going with he's the vessel, and I think his arms are bullshit.
His arms are bullshit. I will give you
That
that.
doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what are those?
He's even got ice, so that could be bath salts.
That's exactly what that is,
His
Terry.
mother
You're
did
right.
not treat him
Damn it.
very well that day.
No
Bath
strainer.
salts were
Poor
getting
Kool-Aid.
to.
Well, so now we know who is never going to sponsor Camp Punksylvania, and that's Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
I don't know. They might be like, well, they just talked about us for 20 minutes and it was fantastic.
I mean,
These bitches are insane.
if anybody's going to be offended, it's definitely the captain. Because, like, I've really called into question his nautical training.
But I feel like, fuck that guy. Who cares what he
his
did?
eyebrows. Colonel
He's not
Sanders
watching
was
this,
on
he's
that
old.
list, too. We talked about Colonel Sanders could probably kick some shit.
Yeah, I feel like Colonel Sanders has seen some shit.
He is definitely seen some
Hell
shit.
yeah, and he could totally take the captain any day.
And Uncle Ben was on there. I feel like Uncle Ben could fucking throw down.
Uncle Ben would cut
So
you.
who do you think would win, Colonel or Uncle Ben? Colonel.
Wait, does Colonel have the cane?
I think so.
There was definitely discussion that the cane was like a knife.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, so I've got to give it to the Colonel.
Yeah, I don't think Uncle
Okay.
Ben would have a fucking sword cane.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
I feel like he's too nice, though. I mean, his name is Uncle Ben.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure some Uncle Bens are dicks.
True.
Yeah.
I feel like
Uncle
Uncle Ben.
are dicks.
So just for reference, I am still looking at Kool-Aid pictures.
Terry is still on the Kool-Aid pictures.
Oh.
Okay, look at that. Look at that
Whoa.
shit. Kool-Aid's a fucking perv. Look at him. Look at his coat.
Pervert drug dealer. Both?
Are
Maybe
those
selling
mini
watches.
Kool-Aid inside of there, or what is happening? Are
Those are all
Kool-Aid
his
flavored
bitches.
Kool-Aid?
Those are his bitches.
That picture made me very uncomfortable.
So is he like a pimp?
I don't know. I see some of him. He's surfing. He's wearing shorts.
Terry
He
is
doesn't act
definitely,
like
Terry's doing the research.
Kool-Aid, get up.
Now look, he's wearing shorts in that picture. He's
He is
normally not clothed. What the fuck?
What is
Kool-Aid
he
man?
hiding under those shorts?
His Kool-Aid bits.
He's actually here in a newer version, all dressed up.
What? Fuck that guy.
Look, he's got
Yeah,
shoes
he's
on.
questionable
Look at
as
his
shit.
stupid shoes, though. Those are.
He looks like
His
the basis for a
hands
small
feel
man.
like quite realistic for, well, 4 fingers.
He looks like he plays golf and drinks IPAs.
Oh, pumpkin spice for white dudes. Fact. Let's talk about how it's almost Let's discuss the fact that it's almost Halloween. We should really start getting motivated for Halloween. It's time. I'm done with
I'm
the
ready.
summer. I'm done with the spring. I'm ready. I had to go into my attic today for I don't even remember what, and I saw the Halloween decorations, and I was like, huh. I think it's time to start putting those out. Why the fuck not? Nobody's
Why
coming
not?
over here. Bree, except for Bree. Bree would love it.
I
My
would definitely
whole house is just
Halloween.
Halloween decorations all year round.
All year round.
There's this lady that lives like 3 houses up from my mom, and she has a fucking Christmas tree on her porch, and every month she like decorates it accordingly. And so I just watch it all the time. And you know, we just went through the 4th of July phase, so it was really extreme and very patriotic. But now it's just in the summer, like there's like flip-flops and shit in it, like like this. It's really, really exceptional.
Now, does she set this tone for the neighborhood? Like, does your mom feel like, oh, I can't push the season? The Christmas tree
Okay.
isn't ready yet? Or
I really hope that that's how my mom views the situation. But I don't think that that's accurate.
Okay.
I think, you know, she's like the lady on the block, you know, with the Christmas tree on her porch. But it's great. Like, it gives us something to look at and talk about every day. And she does, like, a great job on it. Like, she has these big, elaborate bows and shit on the top.
Does she have that duck? The duck that, like,
Shit
all the
all around,
crazy
like, in it,
ladies in
and,
the
like,
neighborhood
scarecrow.
would, like, they wear, like,
What was that?
does she have the duck?
And they put little bones
It's like
on
the
them.
little, like, raincoats and stuff on it. I
Oh my
saw
God,
one of
wouldn't
those
that be
ducks today
great?
while I was driving. It had a dress on. It was going to a formal event.
He had a dress on.
Yeah, and it had a dress on, and the dress looked real homemade. Like this dress was
You can have
like
a store for cement duck dresses.
no. I think that they do. I think that the people that have those ducks, because they're all wearing those outfits. Where the fuck are they getting raincoats for their ducks? It's like on Amazon. Terry, are you on? Terry's on.
Terry's like, look at this Kool-Aid man.
Kool-Aid man. Oh, poor Terry is gonna get like a lot of suggestions on like Amazon. Like, oh, we thought you'd like this Kool-Aid shirt. Oh, here's this raincoat for your duck that's out in front of your house. Yeah.
I mean, I would buy all of that.
So there, I don't have a duck, but there's this stretch of road like in between towns, and there's like a lawn chair, and there's a scarecrow that sits there.
Okay.
And they constantly dress the scarecrow up, and he always like looks different, and it's fun.
Do you dress the dog in your bedroom?
The dog, my Panthers.
Your Panthers?
Yeah, well, I mean, the one always has the Louise bunny ears, and the other one is always having the bow tie.
Okay. Oh, so they're dressed for an occasion.
Oh, always.
They're ready for the semi-formal.
They are. Oh, Terry's got something.
Yeah. I don't even know how we got here, guys.
Much like Caroline and I's conversations every night.
So they're about $5 each. Oh, Wish has them.
Oh, you never look! He's the whole outfit for the ducks.
Oh my god!
Now, Wish, you have to order. Like, we're behind. We'd have to order like basically like Christmas outfits if we're ordering from Wish. So it's going to take several months to get here.
Now there's
a duck.
Duck fashion.
We need to get the duck first.
Yeah, don't we need a duck?
And then they're a bit more elaborate. Was it more something like that?
That is some shit right there, Terry.
Duck outfits.
Here's a husband and wife duck.
I have an Elvis bust in like my front yard. Very like, it's kind of like buried like next to my mailbox. And Elvis used to have this elaborate like mask on, and one of my neighbors stole the mask and sent me a picture of the mask and was like, I was going to take Elvis, but I was concerned. So, I mean, I could put like an Elvis head on a duck. Like, we could definitely piece this together.
I was like, where the fuck is this story going?
I knew that's exactly where it was going. I was like, tell me that this Elvis is going on the duck.
We could put it on a duck and get the outfit.
I mean, I support it.
I'd really like to revisit the earlier topic where COVID has forced everyone to stay home and quarantine, and it's given you time to Google that bedazzler and to make that tracksuit. And now, if you're looking for other things to add to your list, it's ducks and duck outfits. I mean, wouldn't you lose your shit if somebody like came to camp and they had a duck with a bedazzled tracksuit on?
I would love nothing more than that duck.
I mean, that'd be fucking tits McGee. Like, that would be amazing. $5.
So should
for
we
someone
talk
who brings
about
the duck.
Camp 2021 for a little while?
Yeah, we're rounding up to our hour.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
We are. We just have so much fun.
Tell us the highlights.
Well,
What's
these are
new
kinda
since we
like
last
our
talked?
picks.
So we have
Well,
a venue,
so-
right? That's like huge. We didn't really have a venue set last time we discussed camp. So
Yeah, we do have a confirmed venue now, which is still in Tyrone, isn't it?
Yep.
We're right in the same. So yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, we lost our original venue for two reasons. Yeah, I think we've talked about this a couple times, but yeah, so the owner of our original venue ended up becoming very ill and passing away, unfortunately. So we we ended up losing that there, and because of COVID, we had to cancel. So we were like, shit, what now? Like, yeah, let's plan for 2021, but we have nothing to plan with if we have nowhere to have this. So Bree is Superwoman and found us a brand new venue right down the road, even better than before. So it is confirmed.
Yeah.
2021 is happening.
I think this would be a much better venue for us.
Yeah, I think it's a better fit for us. I think we'll be able to do a little bit more of, what we exactly like envisioned and not have a lot of our main worries that we had before. Going into this in the first place, it was like it snowballed really quick. It was like, okay, let's just have camp for 50, 60 people, just a bunch of friends. And then it was like, okay, well, hey, I want to come. And my friends want to come. And next thing we know, we're selling tickets to something. So we're like, fuck, man, okay. But I feel like now we have like a whole nother year to really kind of get our shit together and maybe make it a little more, I mean, we're not classy by any means, but maybe we can make it a little bit more classy than we had initially planned. I think it gives us some time to kind of iron out those things that we would have really been worrying about. Like, could you imagine where we would be right now without COVID? Like, we'd be less than a month away.
Yeah, we'd be crazy.
We'd be so busy right now.
We'd be looking for prom dresses.
We'd be looking for prom
dresses. Yeah.
Well, we can get merch right now, right?
Yes, and we actually, little teaser, we do have merch up for pre-order on the website, and we've been in talks with our partner, Simeon over at Stupid Rad. Another shout out to them because they are just absolutely fantastic and one of the best in our scene and in the industry. Just good people to work with, good prices, good products, no bullshit. But like that aside, you can get Camp Punksylvania merch. Lots of, not even just camp stuff. You can get all like the Punksylvania. We have skank tanks and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's fun, but it just sucks. Like we had initially planned on selling all of this stuff to the masses when they were all there together. And now it's like, check out our website.
We get to do this, which is nice. It gives us a little bit of a voice to talk about the scene. Still, it's been depressing in the sense that this is all we talk about really is quarantine. When can I order?
I know, I feel like we're always coming back to COVID, but it's like it's such a serious thing right now that it's like it has a toll, like there's an effect on every aspect of life, whether it be just waking up or planning something like this. Like there's shit that you have to deal with from it, so why the fuck not talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though we are pretty over it.
Oh, over it.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know, you guys, every day I kind of like go check COVID USA, and it's like, I'm just going to shut my phone. I really hope for you guys.
Well, it's just so sad because like we're talking about planning 2021, but like in reality, are we going to be able to have a 2021? What does next August look like? Like we all thought back in back in March, that this shit was going to like blow over in like a month or two.
August,
and here we are. In the shit of it, like it's just getting worse and worse. So where does that put us? Like where does that put anybody? What do we do? I don't know. It like keeps me up at night.
Our cases are still going down. Sure, you'll have to quarantine for 14 days when you're in here, but I'll feed you donuts, give you maple syrup. We're good to go.
Yes.
Looks like we're all moving to Canada.
Everybody's going to Canada.
I can't until next year, guys.
Oh.
We'll wait for you.
For undisclosed reasons.
Hey, we're all human.
I blame the captain.
Always.
And my ex-boyfriend.
Probably similar to the captain.
Damn it.
Probably.
He also has no real nautical credentials.
No nautical credentials, no training, no nothing.
Fucking calling himself the captain.
Dead.
Oh man.
All right, so we've got a lot to look forward to at camp.
We do, in hopes that,
Yeah.
we're keeping our positive mental attitude, keeping that PMA that we are going to be able to successfully carry out 2021.
Send us all the good vibes. Come visit.
And wear your fucking
Or-
masks, please. Wash your hands so we can just have camp
Wash your hands.
and have everything else that we miss. I can't wait to go to a show.
Right.
I will wear a whole hazmat suit if I have to.
Dude, it's been 4 months since I've been to a show. 4 fucking months.
When's the last
it's
time
crazy.
that happened?
I think I was going through my calendar, which is super depressing because it's just like things that are crossed out. And I think the last show that I was at with Bree, and I think it was the Cativo, the burlesque show. I think that may have been my last official show.
Ouch.
Is that in Cotego?
Yes, yeah. They were fantastic.
And yeah, Ingo Fita was amazing.
Ingo Fita was really, really good. And I think they can legally practice again. Like, all 25 of them can get together and practice.
That's it? There's just 25?
There might be 26. They could have added some people during quarantine that, like, came and were like, I have a horn. Here I come. Put me on the bus. Put me in.
I remember, like, one of the funniest parts about we were trying to, like, figure out how we were going to fit that whole fucking band on the stage at Camp Punksylvania.
Oh, no joke.
We don't think that it's big enough for all of them. Like, are they going to be, like, down on the ground playing the saxophone and shit? Like, very intimate.
Chuck can be down in the crowd. He could just be down.
He's a people person. He'll love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, we were like, shit. Like I just remember Derek, we were all looking at pictures of the stage or something, and Derek's like, yeah, there's no fucking way that this band is sitting up here. So, I mean, I guess that's one less problem that we have to worry about. We can fit them on our new stage.
There you go. There you go.
Crazy. Yeah, there's 46 people in that band, so it's a little tough.
So, do we wrap up?
I think we do. Our hour. But, hopefully we get to see this come a little bit more. We'll see some different people get smashed with us. Except for me, because,
There's definitely like some seeds planted for a semi-formal night, for like a cocktail of the day. And I mean, if we pre-announce those cocktails, people could bring the ingredients with them. And the questionable containers to serve them from.
It'll be beautiful.
Oh my! What's your big gulp's name again? Bob. What is it?
His name is just Jug.
Jug. Everybody can bring their own jug.
I love how she holds it. It's like she cradles him.
Hey,
every
she
single
loved it.
It just
Like, it's my baby. Are you kidding me? I carry this around with me all
This
day.
is Laura when she talks about it. She slides it in.
Dude, he has a bottle opener. You see that?
Oh,
He
he
has a
does have a bottle opener.
He is multifunctional, okay? Of course I'm going to cradle him.
Did you buy that at a truck stop? Is he a truck stop purchase?
He was a Walmart purchase, so basically a truck stop purchase.
Yeah. Walmart's
But
got
like
good
for
stuff.
$5.99, you can't beat that.
$5.99! Oh my god!
Fucking amazing!
That's
And he's a-
You
He's
can
a
refill him at
52
Sheetz
ounce
for
jug,
79
you guys.
cents.
$5.99. That's less than. That's so cheap. You know how much? I think everyone needs to go and get one of these. It's called a Bubba. That's what the name is.
I can't drink that much water in a day. I would.
Not camp drinks out of this year or next year. And the double gulp.
And the double gulp. 99-cent refills.
How big is the double gulp? Like how many ounces is that sucker?
Once when I was at work, I was at a meeting and somebody was asking me it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And he actually stopped the meeting to use the internet machine to look it up because he was so taken aback. He's like, "I've never seen anything this large," and I was like, "Uh-huh." And
How
I don't
big
remember
is
the
that
answer.
Well,
It's bigger than
40 ounces.
no,
shit,
no,
that's
no,
like
no,
big
no.
Ounces.
No, it's bigger than that.
No, it's bigger than that. It's
So-
bigger than 64. I want to say it's like 72, maybe.
So it says, as 7-Eleven says, gulp 20 ounces, big gulp 30 ounces, super big gulps 40 ounces. How many freaking sizes are there?
It's
and then-
this is a double.
It's a
gulp.
double gulp.
So the double gulps, 50 ounces, are genetically engineered to quench even the most diabolical thirst.
So I only have 2 more ounces in jug than you have in your gulp.
And mine fits in my cup holder. Mine fits in my cup holder.
Yeah, jug does not fit fucking anywhere.
No.
Besides right here.
Jug fits on your front seat like it needs a seatbelt.
She can't even lift
You
it.
can put it right through his little, right here. Just tuck him right in, just like this. Just like a strap.
Imagine having that on your hat.
No, like, could you? That'd be so heavy. That'd be awful. But we could have like 2 claws on the side.
All right. Everybody's getting loopy. It's
We
time
are
for
getting
us
loopy.
to end this session of Happy Drunk Punks. So we want everybody to stay safe, have a cocktail.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, have a cocktail, stay safe, wear your fucking mask so that we can meet up at camp next summer, next August, in Tyrone, PA, in the United States of America, where Jesse is allowed to travel without restriction. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
I wanna go to Camp Punksylvania. I wanna go to Camp Punksylvania.
All right, well, I don't think anyone got to this point at the end. There's no end to this real story, but I finally found it just so that we all have a frame of reference as to what
Damn, Pam.
Captain Damn Ham. This is him and his.
I
all
can't look
boys.
at it anymore.
It's all damp ham.
Oops.
Oh, you guys, I had such fun with Happy Drunk Punks. Thank you so much for letting me host this week in our Happy Damn Ham discussion. And COVID, it was nice to talk about silly stuff with everybody. So thanks for having me, ladies.
Thanks for doing this, especially on no notice.
No notice.
No notice. You knocked it. So thank you again very much. It was so much fun.
So next week's a little different, right? What's going on, Terry? You're not around.
I am from about 5 hours away from the Arctic Circle. So I'm going there for a week to go battle mosquitoes or some shit. So I'm not going to be here next week. I'm gone. No internet.
Yeah, and Bree and I are actually going to be doing something super different, super fun. We're probably going to fuck it up, so stay tuned for that. But we are going to go live from the Punksylvania and the Camp Punksylvania Instagrams together next Thursday, normally when we would air our episodes at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And so from now until then, you have to submit us any questions that you could possibly have. There's nothing off limits. Ask us whatever you want. You can throw them in our DMs on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want to do. Ask us whatever you want, and we're going to answer everything. And it's going to get weird, and it's going to get silly. It's going to get real, and we're excited.
I'm probably going to submit 3-4 questions on my own. So, yeah, make sure you go check out our page, Punksylvania, Camp Punksylvania. Make sure you subscribe if you like our show. And you will see these two girls next week, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.